It's a new year, y'all. And for me, I've never been one to do resolutions. I do solutions. And for the past almost 2 years, I've been drinking AG1 every single day, thanks to my brother, Dr. Andrew Huberman, who turned me on to this incredible product. Every day, every morning, no exceptions. Just one scoop and a glass of water. They also make packs that you can travel with. That's been very, very helpful for me as a active touring person. Having these packets with me all around the world has been really, really helpful. So if you're a musician or somebody that is always on the go, the travel packs are incredible. AG1 delivers my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, and pre and probiotics. It's very powerful, it's very healthy, and it's really simple, man. Healthy aging shouldn't feel complicated. The thought of taking multiple supplements and all these types of vitamins and stuff and powders, it's truly exhausting for me. I've never been one to take a lot of multivitamins anyway throughout my whole life. I always prided myself in just eating vegetables and eating all the stuff I need naturally, not in a pill form. So this is incredible. It covers my nutrient gaps. It supports my mental and physical health. AG1 is hassle-free, 60 seconds every morning. It's the high-quality ingredients of pre and probiotics, adaptogens and antioxidants, and whole food sourced nutrients. I drink it every single day. Every batch of AG1s goes through rigorous testing processes, and their ingredients are sourced for absorption, potency, and nutrient density. If there's one product I can suggest you guys, is the AG1s, man. This has been a life changer for me. So go to ag1.com/OLLC and you can get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. With AG1, I know I'm getting essential brain, gut, and immune health support, vitamins, probiotics, and nutrients for the day, and it's helped my mental and physical. So if there's one thing I can recommend to you guys, it's AG1's. It's my nutritional insurance. I pride myself as almost being 54 years old, not going to the doctor all the time. Knock on wood. I've been healthy my whole life and try to strive to be a healthy person, stay young, stay full of energy, and still do the things I love that I did as a kid. That's why I still skateboard, play music, exercise. So start the year off right. AG1, ag1.com/OLLC. Yo, Liquid Death, thank you so much for hydrating all my guests, taking care of me and my family and my friends. Love your water, love your brand, love what you stand for, love what you give back to the community. If you want to learn more about Liquid Death and how it started, listen to episode 115 with the co-founder, owner, and creator of Liquid Death, Mike Cesario. Just a punk rock skateboarding kid from Delaware with a dream. It's an incredible story, incredible journey. So if you go liquiddeath.com/Toby, you get free shipping on any items you order from liquiddeath.com. If you want to just get Liquid Death water, go to amazon.com. But for the merchandise and other cool items, exclusive items, go to liquiddeath.com/Toby and get free shipping. Thank you so much, Liquid Death. Death to plastic, murder your thirst. Stay hydrated. You know H2O saves lives. Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. My name is Toby Morse.
Yeah.
I'm your host. This is the first episode of 2024.
Yeah.
I got my brother, Mr. Shapel Lacey, with me in the house.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man.
Thank you, Chappelle.
Sorry before my horse
It's
voice.
okay. You fucking living the hardcore life.
I know.
And then I was on this man's podcast. It was super, super fun. I think it was in his bedroom or living room or kitchen all combined.
Yeah, my studio apartment.
Mr. SteeBee WeeBee, thank you for being here, man.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Hell yeah.
I
I had both y'all on.
That's right.
You've been on twice.
But you both had each other on in your houses.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
right.
DIY, bro.
I like that. It's more personable.
Do you still do yours at your house like that?
Yeah, I do. And I have one intern now, and she helps film it, and it's a small operation.
Yeah.
It's cool, though.
Yeah, you had a good time?
I had a really good time.
Okay.
I like that it's intimate and so raw like that.
Yeah.
Really DIY.
Yeah, and you come from that schooling too, like y'all, the hardcore scene and all that, and you guys, you guys you guys lived it, so
You seem. I know you're from Cali, but you seem like a very East Coast cat.
You think so?
Yeah.
Not
Just
really.
your knowledge
I
and your
said
love.
that to you.
No,
Yes.
no.
Remember that?
Really?
No, it was when
I'm
we...
from Poway, bro.
I know.
Yeah, I'm from a small town. Yeah.
I know, but just like the stuff that you love and the stuff that you respect and
I
listen
just like
to.
art, man. I like anything that's good. I like stuff that Yeah, not everything. If it's good, it's good. And I don't know. I just I wish. I mean, I wish I could afford living in New York. I love the times that I've been there. I had a great time, man. Like the food was great.
Yeah.
I was in Chinatown. They had like a dope ass skate park near Chinatown. You been to that one?
In New York?
Yeah, New York.
I've only been to New
dude, it
York
was
like
sick.
once.
Yeah.
I know they had a skate park there.
Yeah, it was near Chinatown, and it's just a cool vibe, you know. And plus, I'm a night owl too, so like, I bet it's like more fitting to like who I am as a person, because people shame me for my, like, you shamed me last time my sleeping. You're like, what time do you wake up? Remember you try to, you try to.
So what time you go to bed usually?
7 in the morning.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
You go to bed at 5 or 7 in the
Yeah,
morning.
I got a lot on my mind.
So you just woke up, bro. Well, good morning. You just woke up.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
What time you wake up today?
I don't know, 11.
That's pretty early,
That's
man.
pretty
Going to
good.
bed that early.
Yeah.
5 to 11, kind of.
If
And
I
then-
wake up at 11, I'm fucking.
What time did you wake up? Be honest. What time
7.
did you?
Oh no, sorry, 6:40.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
enough.
What time did you go to bed last night, though?
I don't know, like 7.
7 a.m. And
5 to 7 in the morning.
and
Something
then you
like
wake
that.
up at 11.
Yeah, but I got a girlfriend
Damn.
now, so shout out to her. And we're doing long distance. She's in Pittsburgh, so it's a 3-hour gap.
Okay.
There's a difference in the time, you know, and so I have to match her time zone too. You know what I mean? Because she's 3 hours ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing all night?
Oh, that's a good question.
Are you working on music?
Yeah, well, you know, I was, but I think I have that manic, just that swirly mind. I have like unnecessary concerns that just enter my mind field.
You stress out about stuff?
Yeah. So when I do that, you know, music's a good outlet, but then I've been playing Call of Duty, so that helps.
Oh, man. That's going to make it more intense, bro.
Yeah, no, but why are you laughing?
Because that's
at
like
me,
an
man?
intense game.
I know.
Especially in
But
LA.
just I know, but hear me out. It's like I like it because there's like I could like work on like ranking up a gun, or if I play like multiplayer, I could like get a gun to where I could put like the scope that I want on it. So there's a I know, dude, it's some gaming nerd shit, but it's like something that it's like, oh, I could, if I play 5 more games, then I could get to level 11, and then they'll give me this scope, and then it has
So you're
the
addicted.
thermal-
Yeah.
yeah, it has a
So-
thermal scope on it, and then if I rank it up more, then I could get this, you know, this suppressor on it, the monolith one where
Crazy.
Wow.
where
man.
you know it doesn't like alert people, and it makes it's like a silenced like little SMG, you know, and
But none of the stuff you have physically in real life.
no, I've never even shot a gun in real life. I'm petrified of them.
Me either. I never
Yeah,
had
I've never
shot a
had
gun.
a gun.
Shot a gun before.
Yeah.
bro. I've never held a gun and shot a
Yeah.
gun. Yeah, it's not my thing.
It's more fantasy for me. I think I just like the escapism in video games, and I've always been like that. And, you know, my brother's been into that shit too. He got me into like Skyrim and Fallout,
Yeah.
all like the post-apocalyptic shit, and like where you could customize.
Bobby Games too?
Oh my god, that's an
Did
understatement,
I know
bro.
that? Maybe I did know that.
Oh, dude, he's in it. That
You
He
guys
loves
are
it.
oh
funny.
my god, he's in it. He played 16 hours of of games. Starfield,
Wow.
yeah. Like he
I couldn't imagine.
16 hours a day, and then how's he doing comedy spots when because he's like, dude, I played 16 hours today, bro.
He must not sleep like you then. He must have crazy sleepers like you. Yeah.
But that's the thing. I need the sleep, but he could go like 2 or 3 days without sleep and just on sugar-free Red Bulls and stuff like that.
Wow, man.
Yeah. You know, you've been around.
Yeah, I know.
What's his
Damn.
energy like, bro?
It's like
Crazy.
100% the whole time.
Is he your only sibling?
Yeah.
You guys are born outside San Diego area?
Yeah, and boy, did he bully me growing up, dude, that household. Like
Who's older?
He is.
Okay.
And we grew up where we lived in Poway, dude. Like, I found this out later, but our house was built on an Indian burial ground, bro.
Oh, wow.
And so we didn't know this. Like, this other family, not this other family, my cousins sold my mom, like my mom's sister sold her this property for a hella good price, but didn't tell her that it was haunted. So, like, I would go through crazy sleep paralysis, like, where this is when I went to church and like Bible studies,
yeah.
and I had Bible verses in my room and everything. And dude, one night,
Damn.
dude, I had such bad sleep paralysis. They were gonna take over, like they were gonna try to possess me, bro. Like it was like a legion of like ghosts or demons, like dude, like in both ears, Toby.
That's freaking scary, man.
But like not just one voice, like
Multiple.
a lot, multiple.
Wow, man.
Like multiple.
Hard.
So I'm sweating, bro, like under the covers. And then I'm trying to say Jesus, and I could only get the J in the E out. I was like,
How old are you then? How old are you? Right?
I don't know, like 6th grade.
Wow.
So like 12 years old.
So were your parents
12.
super religious and they strict and stuff about
Yeah,
religion?
my mom got into Jehovah's Witness and all
Okay.
that stuff, and my dad was just a workaholic. And
What kind of stuff do you do?
oh, they owned there was a chain of retail clothing stores called Fashion Gal.
Okay.
He started in Minnesota in like Edina, and
Wow.
then they brought it back to the West Coast. And then they get all their shit from downtown LA, the
Yeah.
garment district. But yeah, he had 3 stores at the time, and he I mean, the dude was either drunk or at the store or lugging the inventory. But
Wow.
I the way I got rid of him, I yelled out Jesus, and it disappeared. And my brother, the same thing. They tried to possess him, but he was closer to the laundry room in the swimming pool, so he had to jump in the swimming pool to get rid of him. Yeah, dude, straight demonic, like real Amityville horror, like real shit, like Amityville horror, like on the real.
So you went to like a religious school? Is that what you went to?
No,
What
dude,
was it?
I just I got brainwashed.
Were
it's
you?
like-
Yeah.
I got into this thing called student venture, and then I just went to Bible studies, and
Did you like it?
at the time I did, but now I resent it because it's like
Mm.
I never got no girls.
Mm.
Oh God.
Well, I mean, you just dedicated your whole like childhood
I
to
would,
that.
and that was my MO. I would go, "Hi," like let's say, hey Tanya, you want to come to Bible study, or you want to pray for the flagpole at lunch, like that
Wow.
type of like.
So all through school, you liked everything. Yeah.
So you mix like that with wrestling because Poway's known for the wrestling
Yeah.
program. Yeah, I wasn't gonna, I don't have no time for dating.
Mm.
Yeah.
He was a wrestler.
So you're a wrestler,
Yeah,
yeah.
I ranked 2nd in the state my senior year,
Wow,
man. Yeah,
man, that's
dude. I was supposed to do it. Yeah. I was supposed to do it.
Were
I
you
was
traveling, competing and stuff too around California?
Yeah. Off season. Oh, dude, hell yeah. Freestyle, like going to El Dorado, Fountain Valley, Bakersfield, you name it, we were there. And not only
That's
that,
cool.
it was they basically they recruited me in 6th grade when I was 65 pounds, and this guy Brandon Wetek said, "Hey Lee, we need a 65 pounder," and I didn't know anything, and I had to compete and weigh in. I didn't know nothing about wrestling, so
Yeah.
I think instinctually I just did a double leg. I ended up winning, and then I remember the middle school coach like holding me up in the air.
Wow.
Because you were so little.
Yeah, but
65
but the
pounds.
high school coach was there recruiting.
Okay.
So the Brandstetter already knew about me, like when I was in 6th grade.
Wow.
So that's how they recruit. Like that's how they're now they have like slammer programs, and their recruitment's like off the hook. Like they'll get you like probably in 4th or 5th grade.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I'm
is that
sure
what
it was
you
like that
want?
with gymnastics too. They recruit, right?
I did cheerleading.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's still amazing that we're gonna wrestle in cheerleader here. That's pretty amazing.
You know what's?
I'm sorry.
What do you think? I'm gonna beat you up?
No, that's amazing.
Oh man, I
Tell-
apologize, brother. I love you.
Tell him
Oh, my God.
what concert you ditched wrestling practice for to go see.
Okay, so like my junior year, me and my homie. Okay, so I wrestled 103 pounds like my whole like high school career, right?
Okay.
And then I think it was maybe before like some important tournaments. But my homie Rich Salo's like Cypress Hill's coming.
Oh.
They're gonna be at the amphitheater, the San Diego amphitheater, with Rollins Band and Beastie Boys.
Dude.
So, I mean, this could have ruined my wrestling career because, dude, we did. This is unheard of. You don't miss out on wrestling practice. Period.
Okay.
You don't do that. We did it, and I remember being at the concert. On top of that, and dude, because I didn't know this whole culture, Cypress Hill culture, man.
Yeah.
They passed the blunt in our row,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh fuck, I did that.
Had you ever smoked before?
Not really. I was not really. I was kind of experimenting, but I was
Okay.
in wrestling. This is the wrestling season, man.
Yeah, you
But
can
I
smoke.
remember another memory I have, because I was looking through. There's a curtain on the side of the stage, and I saw Henry Rollins with his shirt off, and I just remember a visual of him in his son's tattoo,
Yes.
and he was like doing this kind of like
Getting
jumping
hyped.
jacks without like doing it. But
Yeah.
he was like he looked like the back of the Incredible Hulk, and I just remember, whoa, that guy's badass.
Yeah, for sure. And the show was like
yeah,
life-changing show, probably.
No, yeah, okay, so that was that stood out, and then another thing that stood out was Ad Rock, or one of them's like, "Don't mind us, we're on shrooms."
Wow.
So I'm like, and that like stood out to me. I'm like, wait a minute, they're doing a whole set on mushrooms,
Yeah.
and that I'm still trying to process that.
That's still
even
pretty
right-
tripped out. Yeah.
Yeah, like, cause I'm like, with all the lyrics they have to like know, and their
What if they really
routines-
were on shrooms and was saying that to be shocking?
No, they were acting.
Okay.
It was too bizarre.
Okay.
It was too. Their performance
The show.
was too
wild, huh?
bizarre. Yeah, they were
Is
definitely.
it on
on
mine,
something.
Chappelle, that
Yeah.
performance? Okay.
I don't remember.
Not,
I
that,
just,
not that
not
specific
that
one,
specific one, but
but that concert is on.
Damn.
yeah, but that's what kind of like.
That's a great
Because they
first
bring
show.
out Cypress Hill, I think, to do what did they bring him out to do? Down fuck
What You Want.
yeah, what you want? Yeah.
What You Want,
yeah.
yeah.
How I Can
No,
Just
what
you
Get
want.
Oh,
That
so
one,
what? So okay. Oh, that's
Yeah,
Beastie Boys.
sorry.
Was this your
yeah.
first concert or no?
No. So one of my first concert was cause my brother like he wasn't like solely into hardcore stuff, but he was into like toy dolls, like the weird.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
weird
Your brother
dolls.
was into hardcore too?
Yeah, he
Wow,
had,
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
he had Black Flag Records, and I used to go in there.
Wow.
But he was into the kind of the weird like toy dolls.
Yeah, Toy
Okay.
Dolls.
And then I remember he had like Devo records. I
Yeah.
really loved. I got into Devo. Like I really liked them.
Love Devo.
And then I remember Echo and the Bunnymen. Like
Great.
I'm like, and then I used to like take that album, Songs to Learn and Sing, and I used to really be obsessed with that. And then Depeche Mode. Like we were both really into Depeche Mode.
No, I love the
Depeche
Mode.
Mode's sick.
Yeah.
And so I remember like for the Music for the Masses, I had a date and my mom had to drop us off at the San Diego Sports Arena, and I remember how embarrassed I was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, drop us off on the side. and then I remember like I'm like trying to impress her, and then like we run into the venue, and I was expecting to see like bass guitars and a drum set. And I just remember tripping out because all I saw was 4 synthesizers.
Wow.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
and it really confused me because like, when you listen to music, you're like, you don't know what's creating the sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's like drum sounds. And I'm like, it made me think like, oh, these synthesizers are creating even like the percussion sounds and every sound. And then it
Wow.
wasn't until later where I realized, oh, like certain keyboards can do everything.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you could do the,
No,
you
yeah.
could do the
Yeah.
drum, and it
Yeah.
sounds like a real drum kit. And I'm like, wow. But
Damn.
it was trippy, man. That concert really tripped me out because I was like, oh, well, Depeche Mode, I still like them.
Yeah.
Even like their solo shit, like David Gahan or Martin
Yeah.
Gore, whatever. And then I got their solo shit, and then Bob was real into like there's this album called, remember Dance Craze? There's a
Maybe, yeah.
There's a ska kind of compilation. It was had
Okay.
like the Selector and Bad
Oh, yeah.
Manners and the Specials
That's sick.
and Madness, and like he got me into that type of stuff too, like the kind of like the British invasion stuff.
Yeah.
And so I really like that. I really like Madness a lot growing up. Like I thought they were cool.
Great band.
Yeah.
So Bobby helped you like.
Oh, Bob was in it, dude. He knows all. Dude, you should get him on here, bro.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
he
We were
knows
talking.
so much about the San Diego hardcore.
Okay.
Like the math rock scene. He could talk your ear off.
That's awesome.
He actually brought me to one of my first San Diego. Have you heard of Rocket from the Crypt?
Of course, dude.
So he brought me to that too, and I didn't know. And there's only one other guy in my class I was there, and he was like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I don't even know this band, but he
Great band, though.
But he kind of talked me through it and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Drive Like Jehu, he kind of got me into that stuff. But my brother was really into that scene.
So then when
That's
did
cool.
Like,
when did like the hip hop? Because like when did the hip hop like come
well,
for you then?
Into your life.
Because
Well,
it seems like that stuff was like first.
it
when
played
did-
the Cypress Hill and and the Beastie Boys, the seed was planted there. But then I told you when I saw the Far Side, and like I told you this in '92, my homie
Great.
said, hey, there's this crew from LA. I got tickets, and it was a school night. He had a Suzuki Samurai, and we had to sneak out, and it was at this shitty little club in Escondido, and I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't know their music. I didn't know nothing. I just knew they were called the Far Side.
They had no songs on the radio at that point?
Nothing. This is like before they dropped Bizarre Ride.
Really?
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing. No, we didn't know nothing.
Damn.
We didn't know nothing about them. They might have dropped Ya Mama, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Your mama.
Because that was the first music video, yeah. And so I was in there, and I just remember the first thing, they had these stools in there, and they had that, remember that sticker with the dog, the fire hydrant pissing on the dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember like, this is a hip-hop group?
Yeah.
And I thought that was so weird. It was more like reminiscent to like a hardcore sticker.
Oh, so you were thinking you didn't think they were.
I didn't know what to think. I'm like, are you sure we're at the right? Like, who are these guys?
Yeah.
I remember this kid that came through. This one Hispanic kid too, like came through. He had like this jacket. He was like, Far Side in the house, and I'm like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah.
And then when they took the stage, it was like it blew my mind because I'm like, what? They were wearing Vans.
So cool.
And, like,
So cool.
Like Fat Lip had he was doing like sit-ups on stage. They were really animated, and I'm like, whoa. And they did all their shit from Bizarre Ride.
Yeah.
But like they even did this, Pork. They did the B-side song Pork, and I'm like, oh. And then from that really,
fell in love with them.
Yeah. Because I'm like, dude, I must have bought that tape like 10 times throughout my whole lifespan.
Yeah.
Like I've lent that tape out, and then they never gave that tape back to me, and then I'd have to rebuy the tape.
Yeah.
And then I remember back then, there was actual like record stores like, Sam Goody's or the Warehouse. So
Yeah, the Warehouse was the
they
shit.
used to sell the maxi singles.
Yeah.
So I remember I'd buy the maxi single of All the Fish, and then the Pork would be on the B-sides of that. But I remember, I'm like, I was really obsessed with those guys like for a long time.
So that's who you first got obsessed with.
Well, because
as far as in hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that and Del the Funky, like Del, like, because when we used to have a ritual, like, because Yo MTV Raps was like big back then for us. Like we would have like a thing where like at 4:30 p.m. we'd come home and
Fat Five Freddy.
Yeah, we'd watch that, and then that's when I like discovered like Boogie Monsters and like Del and all the other stuff, even like Leaders of the New School, Main Source, all that stuff, and I'm like, oh,
Main Source.
He said Main Source.
Yeah.
So good.
And so, yeah, man, it just opened up like, wow, I really like the hip hop that's like even underground to the underground.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like I like even the
hieroglyphics.
The hieroglyphics, they're like their 4-track tapes, and like I like listening to like before they got signed and like released a major album on a label.
Yeah, for sure.
You just dived into it, hip hop fully. Yeah.
Well, I didn't attempt to make it till years later. Until I went to ASU, and then there was a scene.
Arizona State, baby.
Yeah, there's a scene in Tempe where me and the homies that I met at the dorm, we all had like a love for like that, that type of like, I met this Native American dude from the res. He liked Funk Dubious.
Sick.
And every day he would just walk to the liquor store and get like beer and just do graffiti in a book, and we would just listen to like, he got me into Funk Dubious.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, and then I met this just guys that skated and were into this stuff too, and we'd go to this club called the Electric Ballroom on Apache Boulevard. I don't know, but they used to have like the big acts would come through. Like TMC would put them on, like the Beatnuts would come through, or Diggable Planets, or the Alcoholics would come through. But there was always like an opening band and I didn't know this at the time. Yeah, it would be like featuring Supermarket. I'm like, who the hell's Supermarket? Yeah. But then we'd go to the show, and they were the opening group, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen these guys around on 6 and Mill, like they were local.
Yeah, that's cool.
But dude, they made their own beats. They had a DJ.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so that's when I'm like, and then I used to always like, there's this bong shop called the Headquarters near
HQ.
Yeah, HQ.
Right by Casey Morse.
And they had all the flyers there, and I ran into the DJ Jimmy the Mantis Claw from Supermarket, the local crew, and I'd always try to pick his brain, like, how are you guys making your beats? Or
Mm-hmm.
and they were always like secretive. Like, I don't know how it is now.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's different because of the internet and the YouTube
Oh, for
videos.
sure, yeah.
But back then, it's like on some like ancient like kung fu, like don't share the hidden styles or something.
Yeah.
I didn't get much help from them, but
Yeah.
I met this guy Kendall and Ken, and they were from New York. And Ken had he lived in a dorm room probably the size of this, a little smaller, and he would have a bunch of vinyl just in his dorm room, and he had all the records, and I'm like Black Moon and all that stuff, and Lord Finesse, all that stuff.
Finesse.
And then we'd just be going through, but he had a 4-track, and he would record local artists like from Phoenix or some dude that he met, and they would be paying him like an hourly fee to do like 16 bars.
Yeah.
And so me and Kendall would just be watching him, like, oh, this is cool. This is the process of, and so Ken wanted to get some other gear, and he had a MS1, a Roland MS1 sampler, and he goes, I'll sell it to you. I go, how much? And then he gave me the homie price, but I had to because I was broke back then.
Yeah.
Dude. Like I worked at P.F. Chang's.
I was gonna say, where were you working? What were you doing at that moment?
Dude, I worked at Circle K, P.F. Chang's.
You worked at Circle K?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, that was really rough.
So Circle K, like the difference with Circle K's in comparison to out L.A. or in comparison to Phoenix is the Circle K's in Phoenix is like there's just always a ton of meth addicts.
Okay.
Like,
and I worked the graveyard
any
shift.
Circle, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So any Circle K you go to,
Yeah.
It's cracked out.
It's cracked out.
Cracked. I mean, dude,
Damn.
there was.
It's just cracked
So
out.
I worked the graveyard shift.
Just while you were in college or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I worked at a sushi bar called
Raw?
Saki's. No,
Oh,
it's called
Saki's.
Saki's Off Meal, and I was a bar back busser there. I got fired from there. I worked at P.F. Chang's, like their competitor.
Yeah.
And then I got fired from there.
What'd you get fired for?
I mean, just...
Late.
I mean, I called in P.F. Chang's I was like 10 minutes late, and I go, let's say his name was Doug, my manager. I go, oh, hey, Doug, I just woke up. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Don't even bother showing up. Click.
Dang.
That type of shit. But, dude, the Circle K manager, Groucho Marx looking motherfucker, he actually, dude, I had to get trained. Like, he had this old Buick, and he had to take me to Phoenix to the Circle K, training center, and he had an ashtray, like a dish, just filled with Doral cigarettes.
Jeez.
And he was chain smoking, bro.
Wow.
And so back then I smoked cigarettes. So dude, I would make deals there. Like I would take their zigzags, and I would take cigarette. I'd live off Circle K.
Damn.
Like this is mandatory as far as if a 6-pack of beer, if one of the beers fall to the ground, you have to bring it into the back room. And in this little Tupperware thing.
Okay.
And so there is a Tupperware thing in the back office where there was like Newcastles and Heineken, just a variety pack. So after my shift, I would take my backpack and just.
Yeah, fill it out.
And so that's how I got the beer, I got my beer, and then the cigarettes, we already know how I got that. And then and then I would take their frozen pizzas, and they had a little hot dog, so Dude,
that was back when the cigarettes used to be up front.
Oh, yeah. They had the 2-for-1. Yeah, they had all that.
They're not in the case now, right?
Yeah, now they're in the case.
But I'd have deals where even for the weed, I would let the dude pull up in the car, and I would turn my back, and they would just do a beer run. And then they would drop the weed on the side of the register, that type of thing. But anyway, that guy that hired me, that Groucho Marx guy, was cool because he left one time, and then I'm like, he's gone, and I went into the freezer, and I to roll a joint, and I was smoking a joint, and he caught me red-handed smoking a joint.
Wow.
And then guess what he did?
What do you do?
He grabbed my joint, and he fucking took a big ass hit, and he goes, make sure to stack section C. Okay, see, and then. How cool is
Holy
that?
fuck.
Yeah.
What was your major in college? What were we trying to do
Oh, man.
at that point? What was your goals?
I mean, I'd hate to say it, but I've spent I spent almost a decade in college, bro,
Wow.
and I didn't know what I was doing. It's still a blur.
You kept changing your major and stuff like that?
Not
or
only
just-
that, I didn't get accepted to the College of Business. And I mean, I was one of those students that like I would check my score outside the building and cry, like, "Oh, I'm never gonna finish," you know.
Were you good in high school? Did you graduate good
Yeah,
grades?
but I was all doped up in
Okay.
college. Man, I would do like,
Damn.
man, I would do LSD in my dorm room, and I would see ghosts in like my bathroom, bro. Like they had followed me in. Yeah, they had followed me into this realm, and it was like Green Matrix. Like,
She was partying out there, man.
dude, like this. I met this dude Kendall, and he was like a bad seed. He was from Yonkers. He like,
Yonkers.
yeah, he used to say, "What's up, Don?
Hard.
Yo, son, yo, Don."
DMX.
Yeah. And dude, it was 100 degrees. He'd be wearing Timberlands, and he would have like polos and the
Hard.
puffy jacket. I'm like, what? He was straight
New York.
buckshot shorty.
Buckshot Shorty.
Damn.
Hard.
He looked like buckshot, like a skinny buckshot. Like his face was like more of an oval buckshot shorty.
Damn.
So he would be like, dude. One time I worked at Barrow's Pizza, and he goes,
Shouts out Barros.
yeah, shout out to Barrow's Pizza. He goes, "Yo, Don, he got that LSD, right?" And I go, "Yeah, I think he does. You want me to ask if Lane's got the LSD?" I bought acid, and I knew I had the next couple days off, and so I get back, and then I knew we planned it, and then we dropped the tabs. Then we go back to Circle K to get Sunny Delight and Newport cigarettes.
Newports.
Yeah, come back. You remember Portishead?
This guy is straight up New York.
Yeah.
He is.
Remember Portishead? The
Yeah.
girl?
Yeah.
So I had a boombox, and I had Portishead Dummy on the
Great record.
boombox. Track 3, Stranger, the boom, 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 boom.
The whole record's amazing. Yeah.
But just that same song,
Looping. Yeah.
I can't listen to it now because I'll tell you why. So that song's it's just playing on repeat. You know the old CD boomboxes. You could press that thing where it just repeats the same song.
Yeah.
So we're doing that. I had to take a shit because I drank too much Sunny D or whatever. I go in the bathroom, and I'm looking at the ground, and it was kind of like this, like your table,
Yeah.
like this, and it started moving though, like this type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I followed it to the wall, bro. It opened up like neon green matrix, but dead people like this,
Damn.
but melting like this. So I'm in there. I'm like seeing a different dimension.
Yeah.
And so Kendall's like, "Yo, Don, you good?"
No, so he did that. He did that.
He's like, "You good?" And then so this is the one thing you don't do is you don't bring the person into your bad trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he kept knocking, and I go, "What?" And I open the door, and he goes, "You good?" And I go, "Dude, there's demons in there." And so I pushed him into the bathroom, and I closed the door, and I made him stay in there, and it completely ruined his trip.
Fuck.
So what ended up happening is, I mean, the day got weirder and weirder. He came out there, we started breakdancing in the room, and I was seeing like electrocution tracers on the dorm room walls, and I ended up throwing up into this trash can thing. And I remember I had to leave at one point because I was dehydrated. I needed just water, and I know there was
Too much Sunny D.
too much Sunny D, and I'm like, I need water. And so I'm like, I knew that in front of the office there was a cold drinking fountain. So I walked over there, and then this is the time when the dorm was closed, but the custodian guy or the janitor guy was still there.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 or 3 other residents. Not that many students.
Yeah.
And I remember the janitor guy. He reminded me of like Morgan Freeman from like Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
Like he was sitting there, like wise guy, and he goes, and I try to like avoid him. He goes, them drugs will do that to you, boy. And he said something like that. And I took a drink at the drinking fountain, and I come back and I knock on the door, and Kendall answered it, and one eye it was like he looked like a demonic entity had entered him. He was like, "Where were you?" And I'm like, "Dude, chill." And then he ended up getting so paranoid, he ran across the street. We lived near the student rec center, the SRC. The campus was closed, but the bus system was still running. He walked onto the bus and grabbed a girl's arm. They called that in, and and he ended up getting on pepper sprayed and on one of those stretcher boards by like
Jesus.
five or six campus police.
Wow, man.
So, did you graduate?
That's the question. High school he did.
High school you did. Did you graduate
College.
Eventually, I did. Chappelle.
No way.
How many
But-
years later, like when you first started?
Almost a decade later.
Wow.
Because what, you went to school?
It was one of those-
When'd you
It was one of those things where I was in the system for so long, they had to create this bogus ass thing, interdisciplinary studies,
Wow.
where like I remember when they announced like at graduation, our class was like the corner, like 5 people stood up.
What year did you graduate, remember? What year was that?
1999, 2000,
Wow.
something like that. No, I would spend like 6-7 years there.
Did you change what you wanted to do all throughout every year or just stayed the same?
Man, it got so bad. I remember I took a child development class of like, studying special needs for special needs. Like,
Okay.
dude, I didn't even have to write books. So I go in there with a blank notebook, like fronting, like just straight fronting, like I knew, like I was, like just a blank note, like I knew what was happening in
Yeah.
the curriculum.
Jeez.
And obviously I didn't. And so the professor, we'd have like, I'd go to her office hours and she would like literally, it would be like intervention, like a school intervention, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
an academic intervention where she would be like, Steven, you don't have the right,
Mhm.
books and you're disrupting, you're coming in late.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to, flunk you out, like that type of thing.
Dang.
So to the point where I would constantly, like towards the end, because I was in their system for so long, I would go into the student services and I would have meetings like, what could I possibly graduate with?
What do I need?
And then
Yeah,
they
that's what
had
I'm
to go,
saying.
they went through my whole years of classes and they would try to, you know what I'm saying? They would just come up with something to get me out. So
Were your parents?
why are you smiling at this, man?
This is why. Why was your parents?
you're
Were your
wild.
parents tripping on that? Like you being there so long, were they worried about you, concerned, or?
Koreans are a little bit different with that type of stuff. As long as they could tell other Koreans, oh, my kid's still in school, like she didn't know what I was doing, bro. Like my
Yeah.
mom, I remember, like I took her car, like to do acid, like at this apartment in Tempe, and because they lived in Gilbert, and I remember I drove back in the morning, and I remember, my mom was still waiting up for me,
Ooh.
and like I was still tripping on LSD, and I remember like tiptoeing upstairs, like, okay, as long as Pops doesn't mess with me, I'm good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so I would be in there, and then I would hear boom, 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 and my dad would slam open the door, and he goes, "Ya shikya," you go kage, like let's go to the store. And so I remember having to go to their store, like still like tripping, like mopping, and
Whoa! Push you right to work.
yeah.
Dang, dude. Was your dad scary? Like your dad was stern?
Oh,
and tough?
dude, dude.
Was he?
Oh, dude, should I tell him the Casio story?
Yeah.
Dude,
He was. Yeah. He was.
dude, he beat us down, bro.
Damn.
Beat downs, like Genghis Khan beat downs, bro.
Damn.
Like Genghis Khan, like crazy, like.
Damn. So you were scared of him, feared him.
I mean, that's an understatement. Dude, later in
Yeah.
life, I found out later. I must have blocked this out in my childhood. But, dude, he knocked my mom's tooth out, bro.
Oh wow.
When I was a kid, and I remember
Wow.
my mom barricading with the dresser the door
Yeah.
because he was coming in like, like The Shining, like Jack Nicholson,
Jesus, man.
like Jack in The Shining
Yeah.
type deal.
Wow.
And then my brother, like later in life, my brother was like, "You don't remember that, dude? Like, you don't remember like mom opening her mouth and like her tooth loose and blood coming out her mouth?"
You blocked it out,
I'm telling you,
man.
I blocked it out, Toby. you
Yeah.
know?
Trauma. Yeah. Wow. Is
Yeah.
he still alive today?
No, he passed away in 2019.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
Sorry about that.
No, it's
Yeah,
all
rest-
good. It's all
yeah.
good. No.
Did you have like later on in life, you guys closer and talk about life and stuff like that, or no?
Who pops?
Yeah. Or he stayed kind of the same kind of way, just in his.
Yeah, I
Old
just
school
remember-
dad, probably.
Yeah, it's old. I think it's seriously because he's from a different country, man. Like those Koreans don't play. They're, the thing about Koreans is they'll like ignore all of their character defects and their just violence, whatever behavior, as long as they're bringing home the bread. So as long, it's
There's
so
a roof
it's
over your
kind of
head.
messed up, dude. Like it's
Yeah.
almost like, well, I remember my mom would like enable him, like, because he used to drink like bloody beers, and so my mom would like have the tomato juice and like 5 Miller Lights in the freezer waiting for him, and
Wow.
yeah, so he was drinking out of a McDonald's cup like later in life, just drinking bloody beers all day.
So he drank to the very end. Yeah.
And then golf helped, like, because they like they're like into golf, and
Mhm.
so
Oh, he started
Woods.
golfing. Yeah.
yeah.
Said Tiger Woods. So he started playing golf. That was a big thing for him.
Yeah, and then
But
yeah.
mom's still here.
yeah, mom's still here. She's she deserves an award, bro. Like,
Yeah.
she was like, at one point I like moved back to Gilbert for 6 months to help my mom because my dad, he had 8 strokes, bro.
Oh wow.
He had 8 strokes, and like the major one that really did him in was he wanted to make kimbap. It's like Korean sushi.
Okay.
And he stood on a stool in the kitchen, like something like that. Like, let's say he's like where that red postcard is.
Yeah.
And he tried to grab something, and he fell, and it like triggered the gnarly stroke.
Wow.
And so I remember, dude, when he was the week he died, like he was in a hospice. I didn't know what a hospice was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and I just remember like walking there, and I saw this white lady with gray hair, like looking out the window. I was looking into the different rooms in this hospice. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And I came back the next day, she was gone. So I realized,
Gotcha.
she passed away.
Wow. Okay.
And so that's when I like peep game, and I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
this is a place where people die. Like nothing like that was explained to me.
Yeah.
And so he had a feeding tube, and they took that out, and I didn't know that his body was slowly shutting down. So like there was no like regulations on like the visiting hours. And so I'm like, we'd visit, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to shower. I'm going to come back and chill I want to chill because I don't know how much time he has left. I didn't know how much time. And so like I go shower, and then I bring like an iPad. I remember I watching Rocky 2 on an iPad, looking at him. But dude, he was literally catatonic the whole time. But then I caught him. Oh man, I caught him where, have you heard of deathbed visions?
No.
It's a thing. It's a phenomenon where nurses, especially in hospices, they see the patients have visions of like dead people, or
Wow, dude.
like, or people with like the top hat. Like he saw the dude with the top hat.
Yeah.
Where he was tripping because his eyes was closed the whole time. But I was watching Rocky 2, and I looked back at him, and his eyes were wide open, like tripping on the ceiling. Like he saw something in the ceiling.
That's crazy.
And then before that, like maybe a year before that, he had a gnarly stroke, and that me and my brother, we drove to Phoenix, and I remember at that, it wasn't a hospital. So at the hospital, he was like, "Ooh," like he was pointing, "Ooh," and like pointing, and that's when he saw the man with the hat.
Jeez, dude.
Because my brother was like,
That's heavy.
my brother was like, Dad, did you see someone? He goes, "Ooh," like, because he couldn't. He lost, dude. Like he had Parkinson's, and he had 8 strokes. So God rest his soul.
Man.
So I mean, he went through it, man. He went through the ringer.
How old was he when he passed?
I don't know, 80 something.
Yeah.
79, 80 something.
Damn,
yeah,
man.
Yeah. But yeah, look that up. It's a real thing. It's called deathbed visions, and it's a real thing. And nurses, they've written books about it, like where it's a thing where they see visuals. It's mostly
like seeing the light, kind of, in a sense, or
kind of, but it's mostly family members coming back to get them, to retrieve them.
Oh, like family members that are like passed on.
That passed
heavy.
on. But they
I believe in that shit, man.
Yeah,
really
and
Yeah.
and they get them to take them in the spirit world.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're coming to get you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry this is all over the map.
No, I love that.
I want to eventually get into the music too.
No, get into the music. So when you finally graduated, had you started working with beats and stuff like that? Because you were in Arizona.
Yeah, I was in an all Asian crew called CIA, and we would do.
What did that stand for?
I know Ice Cube has a crew called CIA too, but ours standard for Crafted Illmatic Asiatics.
Hard.
And we would do
That shit's
local
hard.
shows. It would like a couple Korean guys, a couple Filipino guys.
You breakdance too?
Sometimes,
Okay.
yeah. So I mean, come on. I mean, when you saw the Far Side and they're dancing the whole time and performing,
Yeah,
you're
they
like,
got-
I know.
yeah.
On
Go
the
ahead.
on the 50th anniversary of hip hop a couple months ago, there was a whole like native tongues thing, and Fat Lip came out and he started windmilling. It
Yeah,
was
dude.
so cool.
Wait,
man.
really?
Yeah, you can watch it. It's so cool.
Oh, those dudes come from.
He started
Yeah,
pop
yeah.
lock and then he started windmilling. It was
Yeah,
like
for sure.
crazy,
They come
dude.
from the dance scene in LA
He
too.
still has it.
Still has
yeah,
it,
no,
dude.
all of them do. They can.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, they can shuffle.
And Common's there. Everybody's like standing around them. It was
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
dude. I'll show you.
Would you say Common?
Yeah.
Okay,
Underrated rapper.
I have a. Can I tell them the comments?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
So this is
I love
before. This is
Common.
before I seen the Far Side
Okay.
and Beastie Boys and Cypress Hill.
I like how you
and all
ask
that
him
kind.
permission.
I know.
No,
Story on my
no, because we talked about it in your car.
It's all right.
So,
Yeah.
so my homie Anthony, his older brother. This is when I was in like elementary school, I think,
Yeah.
or middle school. But his older brother was in an all-black fraternity, and there was a step show in San Diego State at SDSU, and Common, their homie Romy D opened for Common, and this is before he even had a deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I seen Common
When he was
perform-
Common Sense.
Yeah, when he was Common Sense, like, can I borrow $1? And this
Yeah.
is like before Resurrection and all that.
Sick.
But I remember like seeing that, and I'm like, oh, that's dope. Yeah, I remember seeing
Damn.
that. Yeah,
He kills actor too
Damn.
and everything, man. Yeah.
Kills it.
yeah. But that was before but his first album was "Can I Borrow $1?" Right?
Yeah.
That was like right before he dropped that album.
So for the 10 years you were in college, changing all your different things you wanted to be, you ended up really just wanting to do music. You really fell in love with like
Yeah, I don't know. Organically, it just happened that way, just because of what we did, and like we actually lived it. You know, like
Yeah.
I lived in we finally got an apartment, and like we had a 4-track in there, and then we just had. I mean, this was basically like a trap house before it was called a trap house.
Yeah.
Where like it was like Kids Part 2, like you know,
Yeah.
people would just
Can I
come
borrow
through.
$1 was first.
Yeah.
Kids Part 2.
Yeah, it was like people would just be coming through, like raver kids.
cool.
Like there's these two OG Crip dudes, they're twins. They would de-seed their weed there in our sink and clog our sink.
Is it in Tempe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so yeah, it was just the spot. And so we would so shout out to my homie Mestizo. I met this kid Mestizo there. He's a talented artist right now. And I met a couple this kid J Boo, like just a bunch of characters there. And my roommate was a Native American dude, Derek. He went by Strange One. And so I remember he got me into like the conscious stuff. Like his room, he had one poster just of Tupac
Sick.
in his room. But I remember he was
Tupac before Death Row.
yeah, but
Yeah.
dude,
Cool.
this dude, like right now he's a professor. Like
Oh, that's awesome.
He like works for the government for like Native American
Oh, that's
rights
awesome.
and stuff like that. Like
Oh,
he-
in Arizona still?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's
cool.
like he's really about it now. Like, but I knew
awesome.
back then, like, cause he had all these like he knew about, you know, like all this stuff, like
That's
native
hard.
rights,
History, his
and
heritage,
history,
roots, all that,
everything,
yeah.
everything. He had books upon books, and
That's
he would,
cool, man.
yeah, like even
Styles
like,
upon styles.
even conspiracy theory books, like Beyond a Pale Horse. He had all that stuff. He was
Wow.
like breaking down like the governments. I'm like, whoa, like so I lived. He was
cool.
my roommate, and
All right.
so we, you know, we did our like local gigs there. We used to perform at a place called Mason Jar in Phoenix.
Yeah.
I played there before.
So Mason Jar
Right?
is now Rebel Lounge.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been I heard of Mason Jar
Yeah.
before.
Right on
Yeah.
Indian School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back then, like it was
Nirvana played there.
what?
Yes.
Yeah. We did a couple gigs
Still
there.
has the video saved on his phone
I can find it. Yeah. I know
in
what
his
that is
calendar.
at.
Yeah.
I remember shit like no other.
Yeah. So we didn't even have.
That's a famous spot
Yeah,
though.
we
Yeah.
didn't even have like full songs. We would just, it would be like, all right, well, we got to do a set. So you do your verse, Quan, you do your verse, Jay will do his. You know, it was like just a mix.
Yeah.
You're
It wasn't-
Quan, correct?
Yeah, Quan. Yeah.
What's
back
that
then.
name? Is it your graffiti name?
Quangou's my Korean name. Yeah,
Quangou.
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 And that's
Okay.
what I go, my music moniker. I know people like know me as SteeBee WeeBee, but my state, because Quangou is my Korean name.
Did not know
So-
that. Okay.
So I kind of stuck with that over the years.
I like
The
that.
Quangou.
He had no graffiti tag name or
No.
anything?
But yeah, we did that, and then my homie Mestizo met. He got on a small label called Galapagos and he moved. Like everyone moved away because they were gonna put out his record.
Yeah.
And so shout out to Typical Cats and Quell and all them. Like they're the biggest crew out of that record label. Quell and
They're still
Quasar.
around too?
I don't know. I know they put they still have their site up
Yeah.
and everything, but he went with them. He discovered them on the internet. The Filipino rapper Off-White, he discovered him through I know, just the internet, and so he moved to Chicago, and he actually ended up getting on their label, and so I was proud of him. I'm like, whoa! And then they actually pressed up his stuff, and
It's awesome.
he ended up going on tour with those dudes, and then when I finished ASU, my mom's like, well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So
What was that final thing? How did you graduate with? What did you have? Like, what was your degree at that point? The final degree.
Bachelor of. And don't ask me what it is or what it's like. What the purpose of?
I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
No, just don't ask.
I
I'm
know.
gonna say Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies,
Okay.
and don't even ask what that even means.
That means everything combined in 10 years.
That's just like, you're a fuck up. Get out of here. You've been here 10 years.
Yeah.
We created something just that sounds
Just to get you out.
passable for you to get out of our system.
Was your mom proud? Was she proud you made it out, or
Yeah.
she's like, "What's next?"
Yeah. And
what kind of job are you gonna get with that degree? You know, I'm gonna be a rapper, Mom. I'm gonna be a producer.
No, she doesn't. She didn't know any of that. She just said, "Okay, well, Songo lives in LA, and go."
And
So-
where was your brother at that time? What is he
My
doing?
bro-
Was he on Mad? Was he Mad TV?
No.
Not
This
in
is
99.
this is pre-Mad TV.
Okay.
So he lived at this place called the Dumpster. Him and this dude Calixto, and like, dude, Wee Man used to come through.
Wow.
And like, it was a skater house.
Okay,
Like Laban, shout out to Laban Fidius.
that's sick.
Like Laban, Laban's.
Did you skate too?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
skated back then too.
Okay.
Yeah. We would set up the flat bar, and then like the local kids, we'd skate
Nice.
with them. And so we lived there, and I just remember, dude, I lived in a closet. Like I couldn't even stretch my legs all the way out.
Damn.
And they called it Little Cambodia because I put like this little rice paper stuff. I put this little rice bamboo thing.
Wow.
And I remember, and I had paid like $150 just to live in that little dude. It was the size of, I
Damn.
swear, Toby,
Yeah.
it was the size of this.
Oh, he
Let's
believes
see
you.
where your dog is.
Yeah.
It was like where your dog is, the head ends, and this
Just
is
curl up in the ball
this is
sleeping.
what I had.
Wow.
I had this, but I had a little window. I could open it up, smoke cigarettes out the window, and look.
Wow, was it like?
It was right on Sanborn. You know where? God, it was right by the old El Pollo Loco Circus of Books used to be there.
Where? What?
In Silver Lake. It's
Oh,
all.
I'm not sure.
And what's that? Intelligentsia.
I know that. Yeah.
It was right there, bro.
Okay. Wow.
But back then there was a record store, so shout out to Marvsky. Used to work there, DJ Marvsky, and I used to go in there. There was like, it was like a mom and pop record store.
Yeah.
There's a place called Eat Well, like a diner.
yeah. I know.
They had the taco truck there. It's different now.
Wow.
That's when it was dangerous. Like I remember,
It was no joke in Silver Lake.
it was
yeah,
no joke. Like I had to learn quick. Like, oh, there's like cholo gangs around. Like I remember there was a family, and the father was OG. I don't know what gang, but he looked like a pit bull, and he had kids though. He had he had a daughter, he had a son that like played basketball, but like his brother was like homeless. His name was Jimmy.
Wow.
And he would panhandle on the street. Like I'd give him money for beer, but I remember they would clear the block. Like him, the pit bull looking guy, and
They roll up.
two of his homeboys. They would be with their Pendletons, and they would just be they would clear the whole block.
Damn.
And I'm like, oh, don't mess with them. Yeah.
But nobody messed with you. You cool. Just kept your
No,
head down.
because I was cool with the kid. I was cool with his son. His son
Yeah.
skated here and
Yeah.
there, and so I was always cool with the local kids. But
Yeah.
it was dangerous back then. There's this one kid. He was a good skater. I remember, I used to go to the taco truck because it was either I could afford a taco or El Pollo Loco, like a bean and rice, burrito.
Yeah.
And I'd go there, and then the local kids would be, the local skater kids would be there. And then one morning or afternoon I was there, and they were sad, and I go, what happened? And one of their kids got shot just skating through
Damn.
That area.
through a middle school, just because he had a beanie on.
Wow.
That's when that shit like meant something. If you were like
Well,
with the
now
color.
it's
Yeah, for
gentrified where
sure.
you wouldn't even think that type of thing happened. But
Ever
back-
there, yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
But I remember even Clickstone would like, people would be like, dude, don't be out skating at this time, or don't go there. You know what I mean? It was, I had to like learn quick. Like I remember I went to this and because I tried to get I got sober eventually, and I went to Tropical coffee shop. I mean, I don't know if it's still there, but
Yeah.
I remember skating there, and I remember I passed by this apartment complex, and this little Hispanic kid threw a rock like right on my shoulder, and then he was like, "Go get him, Holmes! Get him! Go get Jose Holmes!" And like I was like scared.
What?
Really?
Yeah, dude. Like I wasn't even doing anything. I was skating to my 12-step meeting, but it was like dangerous like that where I wasn't gonna wait to see who.
Come after you.
Yeah, Jose. Well, I didn't want his older homie or his
Holy
brother to fucking
shit.
get his gun and shoot me. Just
Skating by.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. So
That's
I
a
mean,
big reality change from Arizona.
well, especially even right now, Silverlake's. I mean, it's like
Oh, yeah.
really
It's
hipster.
just so, yeah.
There's all this
Oh, I
nice
know.
stuff out there, you know, like.
That's crazy.
And no, it
dude.
never used to be like that. It was like really it was dangerous, bro. Like even can I tell you one other story?
Yeah, dude.
So I was there. There's this place called Circus of Books, and I'd want to go in there because back then you could get like a Snapple, a pack of smokes,
Love Snapple.
and then I could read a Thrasher magazine. And they had a adult they had a nudie, they had a porn section back
Okay.
there. So it's like, yeah, if I can't sleep, I'm gonna go there. They have the new Thrasher. I could get a pack of Marlboro Mediums, get an iced tea, whatever. So I was in there. I was going through. I was just minding my business, and they're open all night back then.
Yeah.
2, 3 in the morning. I was just going through my skate mag. This cholo dude with the Raiders jersey walks in, shaved head, but I could tell like he looked sketchy, like his energy. He kept looking around like, and I was just looking at him. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, there's something going on with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was sweating and he kept looking like at the front door. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, please leave. God, please leave your energy, you know?
Yeah.
Because he like, you know, like a meth addict, you know, like that crystal meth, that
Yeah.
fucking energy where that's
Stressful, nervous energy.
but
Yeah.
mixed with like the gangster shit.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not a good combo.
it's not a good combo.
No.
And so the minute he steps foot outside of Circus of Books, it was a gang initiation. So these other cholos jumped him in front of Circus of Books, and they're slamming him against the front door.
Wow.
They're like, "Go get him, Holmes!" Then they're boom, and like I don't
You're
know.
like right in there.
I was trapped.
Wow.
No.
No, I was on the inside of
Oh,
Circus.
God,
I
God,
was
God.
trapped inside, and they're blocking
So they're beating this guy down the front.
in the front, like literally slamming him against the front door.
Jesus.
So I'm
dude.
crouched and I'm looking at the attendant. I go, "What do we do?" I go, "What do we do? What are we gonna do?"
Holy shit.
Gonna call someone. But I didn't. You know, I was so paranoid
Yeah,
because
ain't
I
calling
know.
nobody, yeah.
No, because I'm like, I had to think quick. I'm like, I don't want them. If I were to do something or rat or
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
want nothing to come
Fuck
back on
that.
me. So I just let it go.
Yeah.
I waited.
That was a pretty long beatdown.
Dog.
Dude, it seemed like a long... Dude, it was violent, bro.
Yeah.
They were stomping him out, bro.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
No phones back there to film it.
No. Now you could, you know what I'm
But I
saying?
wouldn't want to film that either. We
No,
never want
no,
to film
no.
that shit.
Hell no.
That's bad.
Oh, no. Are you
Hell
out of your
no.
mind, dude?
It's never,
You
never.
don't... Dude, this was...
But that's what's happening is people film stupid shit like that now. It's
Yeah.
stupid, dude.
No, back...
It's like snitching on each other, yeah.
But imagine if you tried that. Let's say you had a smartphone and you
It's a
went back to
wrap.
that time period. They would stomp you out too,
And take your phone.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 and take your phone and say, "We know where you live."
This was your first.
This is like
Jesus.
my experience in Silverlake. Like, dude, this is crazy.
It's crazy for the listeners now who maybe live in Silverlake or been there recently to hear the story about Silverlake.
Yeah,
'Cause
this
that's
is
what it
on
used to be
Sanborn.
like.
So for
I know
those of you
Sanborn,
who
yeah.
listen, like Sanborn and Sunset, like where that intelligentsia is at.
Yeah, my friend Skinhead Rob used to live. Shout out to Skinhead Rob. He used to live out there too. He used to hang out there. It was way different back then.
And Zach used to hang out at that coffee bean,
right.
and he would be. I'd see him. I saw him at the coffee bean because I had eventually got a job at that coffee bean on
Wow.
Hillhurst or something near there.
Is this? I don't think it's there anymore. Is it?
I don't know.
Hillhurst. That's where my wife
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
It's
work.
near that Albertsons.
Yep.
Did you work?
No, it's not there anymore.
Oh, it's not.
No.
Yeah.
Did you work or use any of the skills in your 10 years of college in your life after you graduated? One thing you learned in college.
Toby.
Did you
Toby,
take?
you're busting my chops, man.
No, because you're a rapper. You're a comedian. You do all the podcast. You do all this other awesome creative things. But like, you didn't use any of that shit.
No.
Damn.
Dude, I've been blue collar all the way, bro.
Yeah, you've worked a
name it-
million
You
jobs.
name it, I've worked there, bro.
Pizza.
Jamba, yeah, been there.
Coffee.
You worked at Bora.
Been there. Jamba Juice, worked there.
Jamba Juice.
Dude, Jamba Juice on Melrose, bro.
I remember that spot.
Yeah.
Melrose and
I was
what?
there, bro. I probably made you.
Almost like the original one on
Yeah.
on Melrose. I used to go there when I first moved here.
I was there,
Early
bro.
2000s.
I was there.
Wow.
probably
I used
made
to
you
love
drink-
Jamba Juice. There was so much sugar in it, though. I found it later on. Like, this is bullshit. There's nothing healthy about
I
Jamba
was
Juice.
there, Toby.
That was like the original
My
spot
man,
at
my man
Melrose.
had a degree and said,
Dude, a blue bomb. A
Jamba
blue
Juice
bomb.
coffee
Wait, the
bean.
blueberry bomb or something. Dude, you might have served me that.
The gummy bear. The gummy bear drink that wasn't on the menu.
Was there anything healthy at Jamba Juice, man?
Nah, it's all sugar, man.
"Oh sugar."
Damn.
It's all sherbet, like ice cream shit.
Because I moved here in 2001, there wasn't really no like juice spots or smoothie
No,
spots.
no, it's
Jamba
not.
Juice was it. for
Yeah,
me.
that's not. It's sugar, dude.
Wow.
It's straight sugar.
So you worked everywhere, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I work at. Oh man, I worked at Sushi Dan's, like Volcano Sushi Dan's near,
On
right near the
Sunset?
Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Dude, I almost got in a fight with the sushi chef
Wow.
because he was from Korea, and the way he talked to me, bro, I had to let him know.
Disrespect.
I had to let him know. I'm like, dude, we're not in Korea anymore, bro. You can't
And you
talk.
said that to him in Korean?
He goes, yeah, yo, yeah. He go, like he was pointing at shit, like being very like,
Aggressive and
authoritative and
disrespectful.
stuff. I go, bro, you can't talk to me like that, bro. And dude, those were hard. Yeah, that was tough. Like,
Wow.
I would be drinking miso soup out of like a paper cup, and that's the way to survive off those food spots. Like, because I worked at IHOP in Tempe too.
Oh, God.
Yo,
You
this,
know what
Yes.
I worked there, dude.
Yo, I think you're
I've
the
been
mo-
there, bro.
I think you had the most jobs of any guest I've ever had on this
Dude, yeah, you
podcast.
Dude,
I don't know anyone else.
I used to.
Do you cook now? Do you cook for yourself?
Oh yeah, I got a little
Probably-
rice cooker.
You're probably amazing after all the
You know
place you
what?
work.
I got a little
You got to
room.
see his kitchen. It's
Hey,
amazing.
I got a little room and a hot plate and I'm blessed to
His
have it.
kitchen is amazing.
I'm blessed. It's just a room. It's a hot plate, whatever.
You
Because
don't
I've
have
been
a
there.
kitchen.
Yeah, I don't.
But now, are you strictly doing podcast, comedy, everything you're doing now? You survive on that?
Yeah, similar to like what you guys are doing here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're doing a good thing with Joel, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just.
What was your last kind of real job you had? We had like a boss and stuff.
I worked at Amoeba for.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So okay, so
You-
to go back in my work history, I.
Amoeba too.
Yo, my man's resume.
I've been there, dude. I've been there.
You worked
I
everywhere,
worked
dude.
everywhere,
Oh,
bro.
my God.
So I was
It's probably
working.
made you a very well-rounded person, though. Arts and cultures and stuff.
That's why when I edit my little thing on Adobe Premiere, I enjoy doing it. I'm more than glad to do that.
Yeah.
And when I do my little posts, because I know where it could end up. The last
I
real
get that.
the
I get
last
that.
real job, Fat Sal's.
Fat Sal's. Okay.
Oh, right up on
Yeah, Highland.
Highland.
Yeah. Man, and I was the milkshake guy. They call me the Bruce Lee of shakes because I did them so fast. Because I made them so fast.
Oh, my
Yo,
I almost lost my fingernail, dude.
What?
We
Really?
we had a rush, right? And so you know how the tickets build up, and so like these ice cream bins, like some of them are more frozen than others, and so you know like those metal on the top of a carton, there might be like a lining, like a
Yeah.
And I was trying to grab the strawberry one, and
Oh.
my fingernail got lodged into the metal,
Oh, my God. Dude.
and then I go Zane. So at one point, I was doing milkshakes, washing dishes, bagging meat, and working the mozzarella cheese stick thing, like burning like,
Jesus.
yeah,
dude.
dude.
That's, wow. You have
So
crazy
I'm-
work ethic, man.
So I'm everything I have, like doing
You
this
worked your
content.
ass for it, dude.
I'm glad to do it, bro. I'm really appreciative of doing all of it.
What year was that job? What year was that
Oh
last job?
man. So what? ended
Fat
up
Sal's
happening-
was the last one.
Yeah, and then my brother, and then I met Dave Cho, and
Wow.
through my brother brought me my brother was gonna take me to Korean barbecue, and then he got a text message and he goes, God, will you come to downtown with me? I gotta do a podcast, bro. And I go, all right. He didn't tell me it was Dave Cho and DVDSA and all that, and because I was a fan of his art,
Yeah.
and so I'm like, all right. And then he brought me there, and that's how like I just wanted. I didn't even want to like sweat him. I just shook his hand and go, dude, I like your stuff.
Yeah,
It's
respect.
good. And then I just took the chair, and then I took the chair because this is like they were one of the OG podcasts. Like they were podcasting back in the day. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so so they had mics like this over like there, and then at one point, maybe a couple minutes in, Dave's like, "Hey, bring your brother over here," and so that's how I got introduced to all this shit.
Wow.
And so through that, I met Money Mark through that because he was in there, and then at one podcast, Dave
For the
goes,
listeners, Money Mark is Beastie Boys crew.
yeah,
Legend.
yeah,
Yeah.
very talented, very talented.
You're a Beastie
musician.
Boys like nerd fan or just no? He's
Yeah,
really cool. Yeah.
especially I'm like when I like kind of did like back research. I'm like, okay, he's definitely a part of, you know that song From Here to Gardena. Like
Yeah.
they're talking about Mark because
Yep.
Mark used to lug his gear from Gardena to
Yep.
when they were recording like Paul's Boutique and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Incredible album.
Yeah. So Mark is an integral part of the Beastie Boys. I just want to give him
No, for sure.
give him his respect in that sense. Like
When
he
they did that spoken word thing, I went and saw
Yeah.
that he was there. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, he's definitely an OG member. Like he doesn't get enough props for that.
He's a big
That-
part of their career.
big part of it. But
So you
so-
met him. Wow.
Yeah, I met him there, and then one podcast, Dave goes, "You guys want to record music?" And I go, "All right." And so he ended up renting a spot in a Big Bear, and we came up with the name Mangchi. I have it right here, Mangchi. And it means
Mangchi.
hammer in Korean. And so
Hard.
we created a group. And then through Dave and me meeting Money and all them, we ended up doing East Coast tour.
Wow.
We went up to Canada.
Y'all
We
went to Europe.
went to Hawaii. No, we didn't go to Europe. We went to Canada. We went to Hawaii a couple times. So shout out to Pat from Ruka. Like
That's cool.
we met someone through their band project or something. And
What
then-
year would this be?
I don't know. I think 2000. Probably
2012.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that. 10 years ago. We ended up opening up for Dell, Tron. We opened up for Diane Word.
How was that? My son loves
They
them.
booed us.
They
that
did.
was-
The
They
crowd. The
booed?
crowd did.
Yeah, that was a hard
The
show.
crowd did.
The crowd did.
That's probably a hard crowd.
That was a hard crowd. We
'Cause
got
it's
it.
Interesting crowd.
Yeah.
We were going in
You like
there.
them, the N-word?
Yeah,
They're so interesting, man. Yeah.
It was weird eating dinner with
artists.
them though. Like
Aren't they vegans?
I don't know, but we ate dinner. They met us at the hotel, and what's her name? Yolanda. She was sitting like sideways, like I'm sitting where you are, and she sat like this.
Like just
Really?
like facing you.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. And I'm like,
That's an interesting combination. those two.
but the whole time,
wow.
isn't that weird, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then DJ Muggs was with them too. I don't know.
He
why.
dated her. He was dating her.
Okay, because he was
I
there.
ran into them once together. Yeah. They were dating for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, okay. I gave it, I'm like, hey, like, you guys, I didn't want to.
Yeah, they're both like strict vegans and stuff.
Yeah,
I've seen them at
yeah.
vegan restaurants.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting artists, man.
Yeah, they're
True artists,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, for real. They had their own style and everything. So we did that, and then we did, we had a good run, and then
How long are you guys doing that for?
I don't know, a couple years. I think our last show was at like Los Globos and like Silverlake.
You guys we making a living doing it?
Yeah, they hired me as like the front man, and I was getting like a monthly wage. So shout out to
Wow.
them. Yeah.
That's cool.
So that was cool at the time because like now it's like we're doing our own content now, our own YouTube channels. But back then it's like, oh, cool, like band
Yeah.
practice, writing the songs,
I love your guys'
rehearsal.
music videos. By
Oh,
the way.
thank you. Yeah. So I went to the Philippines to film a lot of that shit.
Yes.
I was like, yeah.
That's cool.
So we
Yeah.
met a dude named Paco. He's like, just like, I guess ahead of his time, like, the Michael Gondry of the Philippines or some shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so he was like, dude, like you could do like the regulations out there is a lot more lenient. You could like
Really, Philippines?
dude, we like started fires and like
Oh wow.
yeah, like
No permits.
yeah,
none of that shit.
nothing. Yeah. Doing all that.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah, it was cool. So we recorded like 3 or 4 music videos out there.
I listened to a bunch of your records and went back and deep dive. Like you have a lot of EPs and like a lot of. It's got a Beasties vibe to it to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
I don't know.
just the way your voice sounds too, and the stuff you're singing about is just fun. It's like
yeah. I appreciate that.
the ode to your pops was a really beautiful song by
I
your dad.
appreciate that. Yeah. Like that. Aside from Mangchi, like my solo stuff is like I just went back to just me making with my sampler how I first started learning.
Yeah.
So I
Self-taught.
I also get an MF vibe.
MF
yeah.
Doom,
I mean that. Thank you, dude. That's
Yeah.
that's.
you remember
a compliment.
KMD?
Oh, dude, come on, dude.
I saw him back in the day. I didn't realize it till in
Dude.
my adult age that was MF Doom. Later on in life, I was like, that's the same guy who was in.
Dude.
It's really cool. He just like
Dude, even like dude, shout out to Black Bastards and all that shit. Like that's the shit I love. Like when he was Zev Love X.
Zev Love X. Gets the gas face.
Oh yeah, and that's how I discovered him when I saw
third base. That's
third base.
That's where I found him too. Yeah.
I'm like, he had a verse on there, right?
Yep.
And then I'm like, I liked him back then.
I feel like they kind of put on KMD. Third base kind of brought him out on the Cactus album.
Of them like I want to say it might be Arsenio or something.
Brought him out.
Where third base, they bring them out.
Yeah. I'm a fan of that. That even like Curious George, Constipated
Dude,
Monkeys.
I played that for him.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
Yeah, dude.
Uptown Bucks.
Yeah. We got the Uptown shit.
Dude, nobody talks about Curious George.
I know. I wanted to give
so
him his
good.
blessings and his flowers because, dude.
Dude.
Because
great sample.
You know what? I didn't even realize it either. Like some of my favorite like MF Doom albums. I started looking at like the features that were on, and I was like, oh, Curious is on here. Crazy.
They were good friends. They were good friends.
Oh yeah. Not only that, people don't know he was like down with hieroglyphics too. Like like I remember seeing them like Hyro on the radio, and they'd always ask like, "Where you at, Curious?" I'm like, "Who are they talking about?" And I put it together later. I'm like, "Oh, he's talking about Curious George."
Wonder what he's doing now. I'd be interested to see what he's up to now.
I don't know. I think that he's still
doing
music, but I don't know. I think he was
it's
like
big songs, man.
He had his own solo deal. Remember, he had his own, like I think he put maybe 1 or 2 albums out, and I mean he was on like the same like label as like Nas at the time, like even back then.
Was it Searchlight?
I don't know. You'll know better than I do. I don't know, but I just remember. I just knew that he was down with MF, like before MF Doom was Zev and the Constipated Monkeys clique. And,
Constipated Monkeys, that's right.
Yeah. So I'm like, and so that's why I'm like, I don't know. That interests me as far as like, like them clicking up with like, because Hyro's from the West Coast and then those guys are from the East Coast, but they had like a mutual.
Like how that happened even back then with no internet, none of that stuff. Just like word of mouth.
He dropped the album in 2023.
Who?
Curious George dropped the album in 2023.
Oh wow.
No, what about his first album, Constipated Monkey?
That was 94.
94.
So there's a new record come out in 2023. What's it called?
Monkey Man.
Oh, I need to check it out.
And he didn't even drop another record, like actual album, till 2009 after the Constipated Monkey.
That was a pretty big record.
But he saw like a bunch of single, like he had dropped
music video.
He had dropped like a bunch of singles. He's got a track with like MC Serge, MF Doom.
Yeah, he's down with Serge and Pete Nice. He's down
so many guest appearances. He has a lot of like.
He's very well respected.
Yeah, super well respected.
I feel like it might not have been as big as just in the 5 boroughs, but to me it sounded like feel like a big record. It was on the radio and stuff.
Those beats.
I want that record Trent like came out to California.
Yeah, but his first album, if I remember correctly, like the Beat Nuts did a lot of the beats on that.
That's right. I love the Beat Nuts too.
I love the Beat Nuts.
Produced.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Beat Nuts are underrated too, man.
Oh, dude, Intoxicated Demons was like.
Hey, Dante Ross.
Oh yeah, shout out to Dante. He's been the pod. Yeah.
But Intoxicated Demons, that's like one of those classic EPs too. I remember bumping. There's only 6 songs on there, right?
And what's the one? Pop the Trunk, hit the deck,
yeah.
So good.
Before you get wrecked, Sean.
And then I think they had that song, and then I think.
they sampled the Beastie Boys. Here's a little story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Beat Nuts did a lot of this.
And then J-Lo, they did the beat for J-Lo, Jenny from the Block. Jenny from the Block, yeah.
And people don't realize, like, even like my girl, she goes, like, I played her, like, she heard that beat, and they're like, oh, that's J-Lo. I'm like, no, that's not J-Lo's beat. That's a Beat Nuts beat.
Yeah, man.
You know,
like,
I
think they had the song first.
because a lot of these kids, the younger generation, they hear the more popular version of it, but they don't realize, no, that's an OG Beat Nuts beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
So you were inspired by all types of hip hop, all the
I mean, I a lot of the production stuff, like even like Pete Rock and CL Smooth. I remember,
incredible,
like
dude.
I really liked his production.
Premiere.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And
dude.
Even like Large Professor.
Yeah, man.
And people like that. Or even like DJ Evil.
Pete Nice helped out on this album too.
Yeah, Pete Nice.
Yeah.
But I remember even Black Moon. That's like probably one of my favorite albums. Enter the Stage.
Love it.
And
perfect album.
Yeah,
dude.
perfect.
I played that for Chappelle.
And did you like it?
One?
The Black Moon record.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that the Supreme did a capsule for them in Smith & Wesson like 2 years ago.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
That was cool.
Original Gun Club, OGC.
Yeah.
Helter Skelter.
Also, Digging in the
Helter
Crates was
Skelter.
great.
Yeah, La Flaw. That.
Do you like OC? Word Life?
Oh, yeah. I like that. His first album was dope.
So
Yeah,
they're digging
yeah.
in the crates,
That's on your,
Yeah.
on my thing, yeah.
Oh,
Digging in the crates.
You know what? Even like seeing that picture of you and Dela, that gave me like goosebumps. I was like, whoa, like that must have been.
Yeah, because I saw
know
him
what I
as a
mean?
kid, and I got to play with him later on in my own band in Japan. That was cool,
That's
man.
crazy.
And now I've hung with them, friends with Maceo and Plug One, and yeah.
That's so crazy.
Rest in peace, Dave.
Yeah, I'm like, just because even like it's so cool to see like the hardcore genre, your genre, and like how like it's just the mutual respect within genres, like, and they're cool with that too, you know.
I think it was in New York,
I
New
feel
York
like
at the
there's always
time.
been like a pretty good respect in that.
Yeah,
Because as a
aspect.
musician, it's
especially in New York too. Those days, the hip hop and
Yeah.
hardcore and the punk was going around the same time, the early
Uh-huh.
'90s,
didn't
late
BC
'80s.
start in the hardcore scene? and stuff,
Yeah, man.
too?
Yeah.
Pollywalks too, the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
EP.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
punk rock kids. Yeah, lower, yeah.
For sure. Yeah,
Uptown kids, but yeah.
see,
yeah.
I can't do it.
But yeah, those dudes love Bad Brains. They like
Yeah.
love hardcore. Yeah.
And how prolific was like CBGBs back then? Like,
It
is
was
that
ins- it
was that like the standard place to break out?
Yeah, it was
like,
legendary. Is that if you could play there, it's amazing.
It's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It smelled like shit, but there was like a good smell, like the sweat and the feeling, the vibe and energy going to that place was like, it was amazing, man.
Yeah, because you have a long track record with just like, cause like touring and being on labels and like,
Yeah,
you know.
I've been through all that, the highs, the
Yeah,
lows, the
yeah.
independent, the majors.
So
yeah.
what's the most thing like as far as like what have you learned like throughout like being the head vocalist for H2O and like and what you've learned throughout like your music trajectory as far as like the music business?
I mean, the first and foremost thing is like have fun and still have fun, and your bandmates are your brothers, and that's the most important thing beyond the music. And it doesn't matter what label it's on. None of that shit matters. If you're writing songs that you believe in and they're from the heart and they're sincere, that's all that matters. Nobody can take that shit away from you. And the
Right,
people, some people connect to it, some people won't. But we're
Right.
lucky people connect to it. We're 30 years. This year it's 30 years for
That's
us as a band.
insane. That's insane.
So it's like the labels and stuff, we got caught up in that kind of fantasy of like major label and get on the radio and do all that stuff. But none of that stuff really helps long term. There's a lot of bands that go away pretty fast if they have like one hits. We never had any hits. We just have hardcore hits in the pit, I guess. I don't know. Like we never had like, so for us, it's like longevity and it's also do it. We still have fun doing it. Like some people would do it for a job. I never wanted to feel like a job, dude. I never wanted to feel like I was going to work or had to do something I didn't want to do. Like we never did a tour we didn't want to do.
And has the internet helped like just throughout the years as
Hell
far
yeah.
as like self promotion
sure.
and like ticket sales?
Discography, finding out about your band, it's way easier for sure. Yeah, I think so
Okay,
too.
So that's good. I
It's
mean,
really good, yeah.
because it's like people like,
Just promoting one show, putting a flyer on your page or just,
and that could just automatically
yeah.
promote worldwide.
Even
like,
TikTok's helping a lot of bands like kind of get back together by just taking 15-second samples of songs. Like this band, Gym Class Heroes, had a song that never went gold,
Yeah,
and it went viral like 2 years ago, and it finally went gold. They got gold plaques.
with their
Dude,
TikTok.
Dude,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have
That's
some
insane,
homies. They their band, they just kind of like ended, whatever.
Yeah.
They just stopped playing or whatever. And they were a young band, like not too old, and they had a song go viral on TikTok, right?
Yeah,
And then next thing you know, they're out playing fucking festivals.
just
right
through
now.
TikTok.
Crazy,
Yeah,
dude.
they
Power of the
They
internet.
decided to like, they got the band back together.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dog, and I'm telling you, they fucking are playing festivals. They've been on like, it was either Kimmel or something. They've been on one of those. Yes, like
So
it's
was
like
it- but did they
crazy,
Plan,
and they
did they
cool.
master plan that? Like, did
No,
they plan
no,
that out, or
they
is
didn't
that
plan-
something
just
that
happened. No,
organically
it
happened?
just organically happened. They did not. I don't think they planned. Yeah, they didn't plan on playing shows again. They kind of were just like, They even had a record that they already had done, and meanwhile didn't even like release it or anything because they were kind of were just like, nah.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, a song of theirs just like was going extremely viral on TikTok. Then the song charted. And then
That's
they
so
fucking
crazy, dude.
were like, "Y'all want to ride this wave?" And they started riding this wave. And dog, I'm telling you, they're playing.
Oh, so they're an
Yeah.
OG. They're an older.
Yeah, they opened for
That's cool.
maybe it's like a year or two ago. They opened for Fall Out Boy at the Forum or something
Wow.
like that.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
because
kinda-
so
it's kind
crazy to
it's
me.
like wild.
Yeah.
two things. I love your voice, the way it sounds right now. It sounds cool.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, and then two, my son was because I'm such a nerd of hip hop. My son will play me like a 15-second clip. He's like, "What is this song? I heard it today." I can figure out what song it is and tell him, "Okay, that's Nas or that's Gangstar because of my love of hip hop. But he's just hearing like these little split seconds of these
Snippets.
TikToks, and he loves what he hears, and that's how kids are finding out about bands and artists. It's
You know what's
interesting.
crazy is
It's really
when-
interesting. It's not full records, even a full song.
The one thing that kind of caught me off guard and like not made me feel old, but was just kind of like that's really cool was not this last Christmas at your house, the Christmas before, your niece and Max, and I think she had her friend with her, and and we were like outside, you know, doing the sauna and stuff and cold plunging, and then I played Ice Cubes, you know how we do, and when your niece and her friend started singing it, I was like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you guys know this song? And they're like, everyone knows this song, and I'm like, that's kind of, it was just kind of crazy.
TikTok? That's through TikTok?
I guess
Something
I don't know,
viral or something.
something viral or something,
Wow.
but
Damn, that's crazy.
it was just kind of wild because I was like, yo, like I don't know, it is pretty amazing like how there's a lot of positives to the online world and there's a lot of negatives, but like when it's a positive, it's so dope.
So powerful, yeah.
It's so powerful.
You know what I get tripped out is like when we listen to music, it was like we listen to full albums.
Yes.
Like you
The
know,
sequence of the album.
like the Walkman.
Yeah.
You know how like it would flip over the, you know, and then you listen to the B
the
side.
interludes, everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
But now, like what y'all are talking about is snippets, like 5 seconds.
Like an interlude. Yeah.
That's so crazy. Like, so is there attention span like not built for like full albums? Like, where
I'm
they,
not sure. Everything's faster now. Everything's swiping and just.
I think
don't
it
know.
depends on like the
But you know what I'm saying though, as far as like enjoying like the music like
well,
wholeheartedly.
I
Good question.
still feel like in the punk and hardcore culture,
yeah.
I feel like it's albums are still
Relevant.
relevant.
But I think
Why do you think that is in the hardcore scene? Why is it? Because they're like shorter songs and it's like boom, boom.
Because like when you go see a band play and they play that record, you see the kids singing all the songs.
Yeah, you want to sing along to it because you love it so much.
Yeah.
Learn the words.
You learn the
Go
words.
sing
But
along.
what I'm asking is does the timing of the song matter? Because you know the attention spans of the younger generation is what I'm saying. I mean, is that a coincidence too?
I just
Yeah,
don't
maybe.
know on that like
Because hardcore songs are like boom, boom, straight to the point,
True.
boom, out.
Yeah.
Next song, boom, 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 out.
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't know how many kids are hearing a song on TikTok, finding that artist, and then going to see them live. I feel like that's not happening so much. For us, we love going to see live concerts.
yeah.
Maybe because we're older. We go see the live concert. We go sing along.
But
we
it's different. You
we
got
get the energy.
But you got
Yeah.
someone like a Taylor Swift. They listen to those full
Full albums.
But dude, that's a
But you see
that's
how-
a different phenomenon.
but they do it. But
True.
she does
dude, that
attract.
Taylor Swift
She
shit
does
is
attract
different.
that type of audience.
All
though,
ages, though. Yeah.
You know.
Dude, that fandom, dude, my girl's into that, and it's crazy. Like, cause
She's a Swiftie.
yeah, dude, and it's like I have to kind of know, like
The wristbands, the bracelets
yeah,
they
but
wear.
it's like, dude, their fan base, they won't, because the tickets are like $1 million a ticket.
Yeah.
So if she's in Pittsburgh, they're outside the venue, just outside filming, and they have their
Damn.
picnic blankets. Yeah, bro. Like just
That's
as long as
legit.
they're close to the venue, not even inside the venue.
That's the biggest grossing tour in
It's
history or something
crazy.
like that. Yeah.
And if you talk down on her, good luck. Their fans are crazy. Dude, they'll come after you, bro.
The Swifties.
Yeah.
Swifties.
It's crazy.
It's massive, dude.
Do you know there's some dude? My brother said he was even dating a girl like recently or something. He's like, yeah, like, well, I'm like, what do y'all have in common? He's like, yeah, well, the only music she knows is Taylor Swift.
Okay, here's a question. How old are the girls you and your brother are dating if they're Swifties? If they're both Swifties?
All right, let's start editing stuff out.
Because what's the age bracket? What's the age bracket
you
for a
gotta
Swiftie?
realize-
All right,
You
thanks y'all for tuning in.
But you
Make sure to check out my album at SteeBeeWeeBeeBandcamp.com. We love y'all. Go to that Bandcamp.
but
And, dude, love you guys. Thanks for having me over at your place. I loved your son. He's a good kid. Chappelle, I love you.
He's 20. He's not a Swiftie.
yeah.
No, Swifties are every age. I know moms are Swifties. I've
That's
seen
what
it.
I'm saying.
It's a very
phenomenon,
it's a
bro.
phenomenon,
That's what I'm
man.
saying. That's how
It's
crazy
a
it is.
dude. There's
so many
grannies that
people
love that. It's a
that are
phenomenon.
fucking Swifties. Like
Yeah.
as far as like the age range.
Yeah.
And I try to see, like, I kind of see the angle because she can write a good song. It's catchy, right?
Catchy, dude.
Yeah.
But it's like a lot of that stuff. It seems like kind of repetitive to me a little.
Pop music's like that. I mean, it's catchy.
Yeah.
It's easy to sing along to.
I can't do that. I can't.
You can sing it all day. So
I'm just really happy that I'm not that big of a fan of something.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't imagine myself
Traveling.
having like that kind of obsession.
Okay.
Like my favorite artists, like I mean, the people I love. If someone's like I love Oasis.
Yeah.
And if someone's like,
Oh
they're
yeah,
okay.
we talked
I'm
about
like,
that.
oh, okay.
Here's
like,
my
I don't
question.
care.
If
And
Oasis,
I'll tell you, I'm diehard.
I know. So if
Oasis.
Oasis announced a U.S. tour, you try to go as many of their shows as you could, though, correct?
Probably not. I don't need it like that.
Mm.
You'll go
Couple
to one
shows.
of them. You'll go to one.
Couple shows.
If two at most.
Okay.
Like if it was like LA, they're playing LA, then they go to San Diego.
Yeah.
Then yeah. But like other than that, I don't need it like I don't want something in my life like that to where I'm mad at another person for a person I do not even fucking know.
True.
Like why would I get mad at another person making fun of the Gallagher brothers when I don't even know the fucking Gallagher brothers?
That's true.
And the Gallagher brothers probably give zero fucks
Yeah, that's a good point.
about who's making fun of them. So, and I'm not dissing these people because they probably, you know, obviously Taylor makes them feel some type of way.
Yeah,
but
it's nice.
to be that, and I don't think I would want someone being that big of a fan of me. I'm like, yo, you could do this too.
Yeah.
You know, like HR from Bad Brains said this thing in an interview where he was like, that someone was asking him, like, man, you're so calm when like people come to meet you or something, like, or like get excited to like come say hi to you. Why are you so like chill about it? He was like, because I want people to believe that like, yo, what I do, you can do as well. Like,
Nice.
See, that's cool. That's cool.
And so that's
nice.
and it's like almost like she's such at a distance, you know, like because the middleman is the music.
She's a superhero.
She's a superhero, but it's like, you know, I don't know. I just there's just something like, and being a comedian and knowing that people like fuck with me, you know, I'm not saying that I would get to this level, but there's just something about like, you know, when people say hi to me, I want those people to feel like, yo, yeah, I'm not out of reach for you. Like, yeah, you
so
can
what
say
are you
hi.
saying?
Like,
You want to be successful, but you don't want to be that successful where you're like a prisoner of your own like realm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like where
like,
you can't
yeah.
go to the grocery store and stuff like
oh,
that.
I'd still go to the grocery. I don't give a fuck.
I feel like Dave Chappelle probably talks to fans when he can. He's walking around. He's more approachable, maybe.
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know.
but there's a point where he moved. Remember that when all that stuff was going down, he like moved to Ohio,
Back
like
to where
on
he's
a
from.
farm.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, but like he lives but
He walks around that town.
he walks around
supposedly.
that town.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Okay, let me give you another example because my mom is obsessed with BTS. Right?
Okay.
When you're a global like. I think that's too big.
It's insane.
It's
Yeah,
insanity,
like,
dude.
okay.
It's insanity.
I also heard another thing from like Bill Burr. Bill Burr said this. He goes, if everybody came to the show and they were completely satisfied with just seeing them for that hour and then they leave and they're like, oh, that was perfect. That's all I needed. They didn't need a meet and greet or anything like that. He said that would be like ideal. But a lot of times, yeah, people do want more from you, and I get it. There's so much, like it's such a complex and chaotic kind of thing to kind of define to where you can't really define it. But
Yeah.
I think only one can really define it how they would want it for themselves. But
True.
I just know I don't want anyone to like me that much.
But it
You know
comes
what I
with
mean?
the
Like, it's-
territory,
I-
man.
'cause
Because
then-
you're in the public eye, and fame comes with it, and
then-
recognition comes with
But
it.
what if she makes a mistake in life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then all of a sudden, like, there's just huge backlash, and meanwhile, she's still a human.
Well, she doesn't want to be
That's
a
the
role
thing.
model.
That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like Taylor's still a fucking human being,
It's a
Right,
person.
right.
Yeah.
and so it's hard for me to like know that like that person's like.
She's billionaire
remember-
now,
I remember-
billionaire.
Oh yeah.
I remember
Billionaire.
when I was at the airport, your wife was picking me up, right? And shouts out Moon. I saw Andre 3000. Now
Oh.
I had like for as close as we were, I
That's
had the
crazy.
opportunity to go up and be like, yo, blah 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 blah. But I was like, no, that was perfect. That was nice. That's all I needed.
What, just seeing him?
Yeah, that was all I needed. Like,
But then we
like-
saw Homeboy. You just reached out and gave him a 5 too that one night. Remember?
Yeah. Like Donald Glover. Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
He was tripping. He's like, yo.
I was kind of
It's like my spirit in him. We started walking.
Yeah,
towards
I
him.
love that guy.
Chappelle just
That's
reached,
like my North
Were you
Star.
shivering?
yeah.
Yeah.
Chappelle just reached his. Chappelle reached his
shivering,
hand out and just like gave him a pound. Like when we
Yeah, I
stopped
did
at
one
5
like
or
that.
something, Yeah.
Then he was just fucking.
Oh, so it was a mutual, just
Just
quick,
walk by with his
quick
kids.
dap,
Yeah.
Just you tapped him up real quick.
And that's all I needed. Like, yo, can
you
I?
know what?
you know,
And that's all was needed
It's all that's needed.
in that scenario.
You know.
Because I think that when you're at that level, they don't want all that.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
They want to be normal. They just want to talk to a normal
yeah,
person.
you know,
Yeah, he's walking with his kids and shit.
Yeah.
Like it's like,
Damn, Andre, that's something special.
but
though.
like I don't know. I
That's
just
special.
look
I
at
love
that
him.
and it's intense. It's
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, oof.
And we know people on different levels, and that they're like
Yeah.
all the shit
Yeah.
they deal with is crazy, bro. That's crazy, man.
So how do like when you're at that level, like
Sorry.
you know, like if you're like DiCaprio or something like that, like how does he like? Does he just order? Like how does he go to the grocery store? Does he go to
I
the
don't know if he
probably
does.
mall?
I don't know if he does, man. I don't
Like
know.
does he have chauffeurs or like how does that work?
Probably.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like when you're at that level, do you just like associate with like other like guys at that level? Like
I'm not sure if
Toby
that's even the
Maguire-
case because I heard that's not even the
Wait,
case.
say it again.
Like a lot of celebrities that in that level don't really hang out with a lot of celebrities.
because I heard it through the grapevine that him and
You'll never
Q-Tip
feel
are
normal.
The best friends, Q-Tip and him, are good friends.
See, that
Close.
fascinates me. Like,
Close
how,
friends.
yeah, how did that? Like,
I don't know. There's pictures of them together back in the day, rapping
Yeah,
for.
yeah, yeah. But isn't that bizarre?
What
Like,
about
wow, like,
what about Russell Crowe on stage with RZA?
what?
You ever seen that one?
No, dude.
No.
You ever seen that?
No. Wow.
Really?
That's pretty cool.
I think it might have been like Russell Crowe's like birthday party
Yeah.
or something.
See that? I think about this stuff at night. I'm
That shit's
Yeah.
cool.
like, how did that?
Like Chris Martin and Jay-Z are best friends from Coldplay.
Yeah, like
But
how does
yeah,
that?
That's
so like
so
that,
cool.
but like it's almost like but like I'm pretty sure they appreciate that world because it's like, I mean, I don't kick it with a lot of comedians
Why is that? Is that
because it's
is
like,
that by choice?
yeah,
Okay.
because
I would hang out with a lot of vegans.
so it's like,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
like I kick it with him the most.
Yeah.
but y'all have a lot in you know.
For
I mean,
sure.
we
For
do,
sure.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
but
yeah,
at
yeah.
the same time, like
But also, I'm as old as his dad.
yeah,
Real life.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
the
yeah.
But we have this music, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
but the
yeah,
thing
yeah.
I do the most is comedy.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So,
know,
like,
yeah.
So like I love this sense of like normalcy. You know, when my best friend used to live in Riverside, I used to love like just going to his house and just like chill.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And just, you know, like sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. Whenever I would have like a big moment out here,
Mm-hmm.
like I remember the first time like Joe Rogan hit me up to like open for him.
That's
At the
big,
store.
dude. Yeah.
And I remember like that moment and like all these people saying things to me. And I was like, man, I'm gonna go to Riverside. And I went to Riverside for the weekend just to like sit. Because I was like, I don't want that to like get to my head.
But-
You know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
let me ask you something. What if like you get to a point where like Vanity Fair or something like, hey, we got this thing, we want you to show up. Like you wouldn't want to go to that.
What is that?
Like let's say like a big magazine or
Yeah.
some big production company or
Like
Depends-
a red, like a
some
red, like a
Hollywood,
red
like
carpet?
some-
Yeah, but if he's,
Beverly Hills
if
thing.
he's promoting his new special, then yes.
Like a red carpet thing?
like a red carpet thing where you have to wear a suit and tie or
I
something.
mean, most likely I would not wear a suit.
But he's promoting something.
But if I'm
coming out,
going to something,
smart,
yeah. Like,
so
I-
you would go to promote your thing.
Yeah, but I was like, but being there, I probably wouldn't need like anything from anybody. Like I don't know.
When
Like,
see-
it's just weird.
When CM Punk used to sell out Staples Center,
Yeah.
he'd stay downstairs on my boy's couch.
Really?
Yeah,
So he
he's
was
a punk rocker too. Like he's
Oh,
not. He's
so-
like that.
okay, so-
Think
it's
about
a
that.
mentality.
Playing the fucking staple.
And then come and stay on Pico after. It's kind of sick.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I've-
that's
I-
cool.
I have a question for you. Is there a time in your life where you wanted to be a full-time musician, be a rapper, do this full
Yeah,
time?
man. You know, like there was a point too, like where I didn't know how to like. I'm sure y'all got deals and like you
Yeah.
guys, you know, record labels and like demos.
Hey,
and,
sparkling Chappelle. Yeah.
or with me, it's like Amoeba was like when I worked there, I try to learn through there, just working there.
Yeah.
And I would see all like the underground. Like there was a cat named so shout out to Giovanni Marks and Adlib. Thavius Beck, they were like the dudes that worked the hip hop section, and I noticed like I was trying to learn from what they were doing, like, but I noticed that they were like putting out music constantly. Like they'd have an album on Mush, and then they'd have another album on like Gold Standard Laboratory. Like I'm like, how you guys putting out so much music? But it's like with me, it's like I didn't know. Like I'm like, well, I don't know. That's like their relationships and like them networking. I was more like a cashier.
Yeah.
And then I got like transferred up to the warehouse, and I didn't have the networking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so
You're just surviving.
I
dude.
was
You're
just
working.
surviving, but I still wanted to put out music. So like I would like try to like talk to management, and like I remember I did a project called Hermit and I pressed up, I bought a printer, and I bought a thermal printer, and I
Super DIY.
and yeah, super and then I'm like, well, you put it in the homegrown section, so they would help me out in that sense. And then to the point too where we would sell jewel cases, and I'd be like, well, can I buy a box for wholesale?
Wow.
So I'd buy a box of CD jewel cases, and then I would just do it do it yourself.
Yeah.
And I'd do it that way. But I noticed that when you do it that way, especially in that genre, it's like, well, it would have been cooler if I could get on a. I didn't have the connections to get on or maybe I did. I just didn't have the exposure to meet those people and Did
you ever try did you ever want to or have to or ask your brother because of what he was doing for any favors or connects and stuff like that?
No,
that's cool.
No, that was I was just
you did your own
still
thing.
on my own.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a point I was jewel casing in the warehouse, and then I was a cashier, but then when I got transferred over to the warehouse, it was I had my own cubicle, and I would just switch jazz CDs, dusty jewel cases to new ones, and you'd have your little Walkman thing, and I would sit there and then people word around the warehouse was they're like, Dr. Dre's here.
Oh shit.
And so I'm like, what? And so I just remember in my mind, I know it's ridiculous now in hindsight, I'm like, this is my chance.
This is my shot.
So I remember I had an album called Dojo Dynamics.
Yeah.
And I had maybe 2 copies floating around the floor at Amoeba, and I bought one of them to give to Dre. And so I remember I was so nervous, I was shaking because he was digging through vinyl.
Wow.
He had carte blanche where he had access.
Yeah.
Not everyone had it like that,
Totally.
but he had
Right,
access.
dude.
So, but I actually gave him my CD, and I go, hey, and I told him my name.
Wow.
And then I remember I was I didn't want to I didn't know how to, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, is your email on here? And I go, yeah, it's on there.
Wow.
But nothing came of it, obviously.
Eminem gave him his demo.
Yeah. So.
I'm sure he listens to everything, or maybe not.
This is a conspiracy, but I remember on that album, I did I had this thing on my 4-track where I had a voice changer was hey, where I do different characters, and Tyler did that later, on
wow.
But I just remember I gave it to Dre, and I did that shit back then in 2002.
Wow.
And then I noticed, I'm not saying, I mean, it's
Why,
a conspiracy.
did he produce that record?
No. I produced my homie.
No, did he produce Tyler?
No. But I know. But later on, I noticed that Eminem was doing that in his later. Right? But I'm not saying anything, right? It's a conspiracy. But I noticed that he wasn't doing that before.
I met Tupac. He had no tattoos, and he's checking my tattoos out.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
He's you white boys are crazy with them tats, and he pointed at my shirt.
You know what,
I had no shirt on backstage.
He was a gem, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was, because you know what? He actually brought Black Moon out. He was.
He did? West Coast?
Wow. Yeah, he was into real East Coast shit.
He lived
too.
in New York, dude. He was in New York, yeah.
So all that, I don't think there's really any beef. Because if Tupac's loving
I know.
groups like Black Moon, there's no beef there. You know what I'm saying?
it's a whole tragic.
I don't want to get into
it's a tragic, but it's a tragic.
Yeah.
So
But anyway, so.
were you writing and producing too?
Yeah, I mean,
did you write stuff from Mad TV too? Did you start doing stuff?
No. I did extra work on there.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And then back then I was doing a little commercial work. I did a Sour Starburst commercial. Are you looking at your notes and stuff?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I did.
Dry humping, peeping Tom.
Yeah, I did. A
Dance
sour,
with you.
Yeah, I did a Sour Starburst commercial, and then I did a couple other ones. Yeah, and then Amoeba. Yeah, that was a good experience working there.
You worked so many jobs, dude.
Yeah. So now as far as
did you hate all those jobs, or you loved different ones?
It's you had to do what you had to do.
I know, I respect that.
I did.
When you work in some of these jobs, was your brother having crazy success at any of those times at Mad TV and stuff? Was some of those times he was on TV and you're working at fucking pizza spot?
Yeah, I remember we were on Melrose, and he was into a certain type of jeans back then, these designer jeans.
Which kinds?
God, Diesel?
Yeah, Diesel was the thing. That was the thing
back
then.
then. He's like,
That was very
he's
90s.
like, I need to get some Diesels, bro.
They were like expensive, like $80.
Yeah,
back then or
but I
something.
remember like he like broke out a check, and he's like, check it out. And it was like for a crazy amount. But I remember it all shifted because he got a job with IBM. And he had a campaign with them, the Codernaut campaign, where it was him and this other white guy, and they just wore astronaut outfits. But they put him on like billboards,
Wow.
and then they flew him out to Japan and Germany. Dude, he made $100K on that.
Wow.
So I remember once he made that check, he was out of the dumpster. He got his own apartment in the same spot, but he had his own spot.
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
I
yeah.
took over his lease.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like
So you
I
had a
took-
room.
Yeah,
There you go.
I finally had a
Moved
room.
out the closet with the rice curtains.
Yeah. I finally had a room. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So,
So you've
that
been
was-
nonstop, man. Your whole life just working.
Yeah,
man.
just that. But I'm so grateful now because I just do content now, and I the YouTube, and then
Do you produce and do things for people too? Do you write?
No,
things?
no. But can I plug this?
Yeah.
There's a song dropping in February. Shout out to AWOL1 and Cool.
AWOL.
Yeah, AWOL and Cool Keith produced the track. So
Cool
yeah.
Keith,
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm on a track. He put me. So shout out to AWOL for putting me on that track. That drops.
Shout out to Cool Keith too.
Yeah.
We used to chill on the Warp Tour with him. When he used to watch the punk
OG.
bands. He was wearing cowboy boots and jean shorts. It was such a sick look.
Yeah.
It was, and he was like, it was such a good.
So that drops February
hard.
14th.
Cool
The song,
Keith.
yeah. So that song,
does?
it's a posse cut, and Micah Nine's on it, Exhibits on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely check that out, and so shout out to AWOL for putting me on that.
I love the Exhibit Restless record. It's incredible,
Oh, dude,
man.
OG Razkaz. You guys remember Razkaz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name some of your records too. You have a lot of records out. You have
Yeah, just on my Bandcamp. and
yeah,
stuff.
Astral Tales EP,
Yeah,
Vagabond EP,
Yeah.
Little Ray's World 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Lakeside View, my faves, Duraflame
Flip
pencil.
Yeah.
What is a Duraflame pencil?
Well, that was a EP I recorded because like Duraflame, the wood, like
Oh, yeah.
you know, like a pencil's made out of wood.
Yeah.
So that was that was
your
my
shit's flame, bro. Your shit's hot.
No. That was like I'm throwing the pencil. That was my last EP. Like that was symbolic of like
You're retiring.
Yeah. But then after that, that's when I met Mangchi, and so I'm like,
We also had Hermit EP,
yeah, Hermit EP, and then
Collage of the Mirage,
Mirage, yeah.
Ode to My Pops. So I was listening to that song, it made me emotional.
Yeah. That was when my dad
I Feel
passed
Stir
away.
Crazy during like the
Yeah,
pandemic
that was
kind of times.
kind of like a concept album with Gene Wilder and Gene Wilder.
How do I produce the name of the new
Retro.
record though? How do I pronounce?
Puer Eternos.
What does that mean?
Puer
That,
Eternos.
so that concept.
That
came-
Latin?
No, that yeah. I think it's Latin, and it means
think it is?
it's Peter Pan syndrome.
Oh.
You know, like man child, because
yeah.
Puer Eternos.
Puer
Wow.
Puer
That
Eternos.
sounds-
Yeah, it is Latin, and it means literally a man child, like the man child
Oh,
thing.
Puer.
You feel like you're a man child?
Yeah, I
Me
think-
too. I feel like
Yeah. I feel like I haven't.
I feel like we
matured.
never grew up. I don't know. Even though I have a kid and responsibilities.
You're doing a good job, though. I feel like.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
he's a
I'm
good
just saying,
kid.
like the music we listen to, how I dress. I'm 54.
I
still
think it's
dress the
cool,
way I
man. I love
dress.
your tattoos. and
Thank you,
everything.
man.
Yeah.
But I feel like definitely women are way mature than men for sure. But I feel like
Yeah.
we're all still kind of big kids. It's weird, especially when you get to do what you love. You get
Yeah.
to sit around and have conversations. He does comedy, play music.
Yeah.
You get to make your music. We
Yeah,
get to do
yeah.
what we love and express ourselves.
I do it for the love now, man.
Yeah.
Like I would like to eventually, like I'm trying to like memorize this material. I want to do like start doing like local shows and just locally, you know, just for the love of
You do
it.
stand up too?
Yeah, I have. I mean, not. I'm
saying he's
taking
He's talking about Timothy Improv.
Yeah, I'm taking a high. That's not like
How'd you do?
I've bombed. I bombed. I've done some okay shows.
I feel like you bombing would be funny. That it wouldn't be like
yeah, but my
I saw some people bomb
yeah,
a couple
yeah,
times,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
not Chappelle, but opening for Chappelle.
Yeah, but
Um,
that's not my forte. You know, I've done like if like Jeremiah asked me to do a stand up on the spot, I'll do it. But that's not like my love. Like I
You
want to
feel
get.
no pressure because of your brother's a comedian, correct?
You know what,
No
dude?
pressure.
Like, well, he's
see,
already
you're a black sheep.
He's already like solidified in that world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my brother, even though shout out to my brother Bobby, I want him to drop a special. Cause like to me, dude, you need to do that as a stand up.
Does he not have one?
No.
No,
Ever?
man,
He's
no.
not having
Wow, that's
So it's
kinda
like
sick.
Bobby, dude, he'll need because he's an OG, bro. It's like, dude, cats already have like 6 specials out, and they're like 2 years into it.
That's kind of sick. He doesn't though, in a weird way.
Why?
Because he's already
It's pretty
fucking
punk.
killing it in life. He's doing the fuck he wants. He has every
But
single.
people would love to see it.
I know, but
Yeah.
it seems
Man,
like
to me,
everybody's
though,
goal
but-
is to do a
But
Netflix
that
thing.
to me is like a musician without their record out.
True.
You gotta at least have one of your records out.
Do you have a full length album yet?
Puerto Eternals is 10 songs. You
Okay,
know,
bet.
so
Okay,
check
okay.
that out.
You talking about-
SteeBeeWeeBeeBandcamp.com. And I
Nobody's
don't.
still in Bandcamp. That's
Yeah.
hard.
Yes,
That's
man.
cool.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is tight.
Like, you
You
have
know
no
what?
you have no website or nothing.
No, because I think Bandcamp it's set up to where like it's good enough for me. You know, I
Yeah.
can see who's buying it, who's down. You know what I mean?
Oh, so people buy it on there. Okay.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
directly support
yeah,
the artist, man.
Yeah, you can set it up to where
Yeah.
like you can pick your amount
Okay.
of what you want to pay.
So yeah,
Who does the artwork for your E EPs?
I did.
You, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did the latest one. Like I did that. I just drew it real quick,
Cool.
and so, but with Spotify, I don't know who stream. You know, like
Yeah, it's hard to figure
it's
out.
hard to like to.
Did you tell them about the
collect them.
project, the potential project we're gonna work on?
Yeah, let's do that with you, me, and
We
Joe.
got- yeah, we gotta do that.
yeah. Well, yeah, we're gonna do. We'll do something.
What
like-
kind of music?
I don't know. I want to do a fusion of some like.
Yeah, we'll figure it
hardcore-
out.
yeah,
What's
yeah.
your influences?
Joel
for
makes beats too, so
Yeah, Joel does.
What's like
too.
your
Shout out.
major hip hop influence for your vocal
Boogie
style?
Monsters, Beastie Boys, Far Side, Hieroglyphics, just the dudes that I don't know. That's the stuff.
MF
I like.
Doom.
Yeah, for sure. I even like the East Coast stuff too, like Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
I remember like when I heard Protect Your Neck,
Sick.
like the tape, I'm like, oh, that's
I have the
shit.
tape still. I have it.
Yeah, that was
Wait,
that's
do you
when
really?
they first
Yeah. I
that
know
was when
that.
they first dropped is
Yeah.
the Protect Your Neck maxi single.
Yeah, dude. White one with the.
And
I have it. Yeah.
and the Method Man song on the B side.
And that video was so hard when it came
Yeah,
out. The black and
oh,
white video. It was
man.
like scary, man. It was so different.
Dude,
so different,
Yeah.
so
Hip
different.
hop's
did
even.
you think that they were gonna blow up to the capacity
No.
that they blew up? Like
It
they're
seems-
a global. Because remember,
They're global.
when Wu Wear dropped, I'm like, oh, they're in there.
This is it.
When the Wu Wear dropped,
I
I'm
went to the
like,
store. Yeah.
oh man.
But it was so grimy when it came out. And it was like so street, you know. I expected.
Also, just
but then
the-
Method Man came out. That song was so
Yeah.
catchy.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
just
yeah.
also like that fusion of like using like, you know, the 36 chambers like culture.
And the Kung Fu flicks
Yeah, that's the
and
Kung
all
Fu
that
flicks,
shit.
I never even
like
knew
using
about.
like using that and then, you know, bringing that to hip hop and like making it look like fucking dope. It's like
I know.
it's almost like this is what we would look like if we were those films.
100%.
That's
It's
how I-
like,
that's
you
what
know,
I
I
think
just
of-
Yeah.
rewatched Five Deadly Venoms, and I
Yeah,
know that they
yeah.
sampled
Yeah.
those flicks and stuff, but I'm like, oh, this is like the Wu-Tang Clan because each dude has a special signature
Yeah.
thing. Like, and remember, like the Five Deadly Venoms, there was like the snake style, and then
Tiger
there's
style.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like different
Dragon
styles.
face.
Yeah, you know.
Did
Like
you
the
know
co-
those movies before Wu Tang?
Yeah, I did. I remember watching them
I
when I was
never
younger,
did.
but I don't remember.
So
Like I
my-
vaguely remember them because I remember there was a channel that showed them, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like they studied that shit.
Dog,
They
my
did.
stepdad, which we didn't have, we saw eye to eye on nothing growing up.
Except for the Wu.
Yeah.
But he would watch those films.
Okay.
So he had a bunch of them. So that's how I started doing backflips.
Oh,
Interesting.
Because of
because
those- it's because I would watch those films.
Wow.
Right? And so I just geeked out over martial arts and like the way they looked. And so here's an interesting fact. So I do love like the high water style,
Yeah.
like with the white socks.
yeah.
but, like,
yeah.
The reason why I like it is because I would see it in those films.
Oh, the way they're
The way
dressed.
they were dressed.
That's right, they did
So
rock
they
that.
wore like it
Those
was
rice
always-
patty like
Yeah,
shorts.
and so they had the white socks
Yeah.
with the black shoes. So that's why I wear a lot of Vans slip-ons because of that look.
I thought it was from Michael
But-
Jackson.
No,
for some
no,
reason.
no,
Okay.
no. But a lot of people think it's like, oh, like because like the Cholo culture has it,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like you know. But for me, it originates from that style.
Interesting.
So that's why I like
Dude,
to wear
that's
that.
sick.
I
Yeah,
feel Cholo culture is the shoes touch the pants touch me with the creased. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And they would
the
walk.
high waters
I always,
cool.
you know, what I always loved about those.
Oh, the
films
Ben
too?
Davis, the Ben Davis.
Ben Davis.
Yeah,
What I always loved about those films is watching all of them walk because they would walk so light, and I would always try to walk like that. Yes.
scary.
Oh, I'm telling you, I geek out over that stuff. I geek out over that stuff.
You can flip right now, huh?
Yeah, come on, Stevie.
It's pretty cool. Can you
Have
do
you-
shit like that? Or not?
Nah.
Did you still wrestle?
No, but you know, I choked at the state tournament and like the thing about it is I'm glad that now in hindsight I'm glad I choked.
What do you mean you choked? Your final momentum, like
well-
Karate Kid's last fight. type shit?
Exactly.
Wow.
So imagine that tournament.
Yes.
The city, but the state tournament, the way it worked back then is it was county, CIF.
Yep.
Then there was masters. So you if you place top 6 in CIF, you go to masters.
Okay.
In your weight class. You place back then top 4 in masters at 103 pounds for me.
Yeah.
You go to state. So the way that was broken, I mean, and the California is a huge state.
Yeah.
So you've had the top 4 in each county. Like you had Southern section, San Diego section, San Joaquin section,
Yeah.
And so back then the state tournament was in Stockton at the University of the Pacific. But I would always do good throughout the year, like county, masters. But then for some reason, when it went to the state tournament, the Karate Kid Championship,
Yes.
the all county, I dropped the ball, bro.
Damn.
I would freeze the fuck up. Imagine this. It was similar to, like, let's say you doing one of your shows with your band and forgetting all your lyrics.
Yeah.
And you're not being able to even ad lib or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or get your way out of it.
Yeah.
And so every time I would choke every time at state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, I'm glad I did. I thought my life was over at the time, but I'm
Were you
like,
devastated?
I mean, it devastated me. I mean, that's when I got into, like all those stories I told you about.
Hit
ASU.
rock bottom.
Yeah,
Hit rock
yeah.
bottom.
I mean, that's partly the reason it took me so long probably to graduate from ASU.
You started partying and shit
Oh,
too?
dude. Yeah, hard. Yeah, hard.
Who'd you go to high school with? Anybody special?
Yeah, Tom DeLonge went to my high school.
Wow. Wow. Shout out to my man Tom. That's
yeah, shout
crazy.
out to Tom. Tom, I'm extending
Because
my
Blake
hand to
started
you.
in high school.
I'm extending my hand to you. Please do the podcast.
I'll tell him. I'll text him after this. Yeah.
Oh, you good with Tom?
Yeah. I'll text a picture of
Tell
him
him
after
that
this.
Stevie Lee.
We're gonna send him a picture
Yo.
after this.
Tell him Stevie Lee says hi.
All right.
And he still remembers skateboarding with you near
Yeah, he
Pigman
was a good
Joker
skater
Shop.
too. Good skater.
Yo, people don't realize Tom could kickflip back then.
You
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
He
For as
posts
tall,
pictures
for as
sometimes.
tall as he is.
Yo, Tom was a real skater.
Yeah.
And the band started in high school, so you heard about the band back then. Did you know Blink back then?
Can I keep it 100?
Let's go. Keep it 100.
It was formed, but when they performed at local keggers, not like they were just no one really like.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they got to on
Yeah,
MTV.
Totally.
Because I remember
That's
like
so cool though.
and
Dance
it's
parties,
cool.
yeah.
And Tom, dude, everybody loved Tom. The surfers loved Tom. The jocks loved Tom. Everybody loved Tom.
Yeah.
He was homecoming king, bro.
Wow.
You
I can see that.
You can edit that out. I don't know if he wants that.
No, he's pretty proud.
But dude, shout out to Tom. Shout out to Rich Salo and Diane Rogers. Like they were always skateboarding outside the wrestling room. And,
That's so cool.
And it kind of got me. He kind of got me into skateboarding, bro.
Wow.
Because it's like he was best friends with Dan Rogers, and Dan Rogers was pro back then. And I'm like, how is he hanging out with this pro skater? And then Tom could kickflip back then, and he was actually skating,
Yeah, legit.
He legit street skating. And so there wasn't a lot of, like now everyone and their mom skateboards, but back then there was like maybe on one hand you could count like how many skaters were at our
He's
school.
so fucking tall too.
No, he could kickflip. I remember seeing him kickflip like, whoa, that's cool.
Do you remember where you were when you found out that he was in that band that was so big? Do you remember even like realizing that was the same guy from high school and they're
No, the
on
way
the radio?
The way I found out he really blew up, I was at ASU, and my friend Jimmy Gussetti and Glenn Arenas came to visit me at the dorm. And I remember my dorm room was probably the size of your laundry room.
Yeah.
And they were sleeping on my floor, and they had all of the CDs.
Wow.
The one with the cat on it. And
That's
they're
our
like,
cat.
and they're
That's
like,
our cat.
hey, this is Tom, dude. He made it. I'm like, huh?
Wow.
I go, huh? And then, I had my boombox, and I'm like, I couldn't believe it.
Jeez, man.
That's how I found out
I
that.
heard his
Blink-
voice singing like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
And I'm like, this is Tom.
Did you see him perform back then?
No, at the local keggers
But when he blew up, have you seen him since?
No,
Wow. When's the last time we saw Tom DeLonge?
since like 1993.
So since high school.
Damn.
Yeah, since
Oh, I'm gonna read
I know.
that,
You
guys.
gotta read it.
since
That's that one.
93,
You think you
bro.
remember you if I send a
I don't
picture?
know. I don't know. I remember him.
I'm gonna send a picture. So you
And
remember
dude,
this guy?
Rich Salo's got my back. Dude, Rich and him were friends. Dude, I skated with Tom, and I remember going back to his house, and his mom was speaking in tongues,
gonna
like
send a
praying
picture
on
after
my
this.
head, bro. Like
Damn.
I remember,
Wow.
like, yeah, Tom was like,
Do
he
you-
was the
would
homie.
Do you have classes with him or just?
No, but everyone like fucking loved Tom, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it.
He's gonna be happy to hear this.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Tom, dude.
Dude, the
Yeah.
prom king, man.
I would love to skate. Let's all skate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if he
yeah.
still skates, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you know why? Because shout out to Sean Kitchen. His stepbrother was on the wrestling team.
Okay.
So we had that connection too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tom's stepbrother.
Yeah, Sean Kitchen, his stepbrother was on the wrestling team.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, and so we had that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, bro. So shout out to Tom. He probably hates my because we've on Sister Bros we've called him out so much like
Oh,
Tom,
you have?
Yo, dude, we've called him
Okay.
out like 100 times. Like
Oh, shit.
Tom,
He
like,
knows you then.
Yeah,
He
he's
knows
probably
you
like,
then.
nah, dude, just don't, just keep him away from me. I got love for Tom and Blink, dude.
No, he sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he
yeah,
inspired
yeah.
you to skate.
Yeah, dude, he got me to skate. Like that's partly the reason. I'm like, wow, this is so
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Because even outside the wrestling room, like by the pool, like there was like a hip. So I remember they would skate this hip and they put a trash can on top of it. They would like do like 180s and like
That's sick.
like melancholy grabs over it. And they would skate. They would ollie over it. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow.
What was your best trick?
I was a shove it guy.
I like Shabbos.
Yeah,
He's got like that kind of like
shove it. Just
Mullen weird
Roddy
style.
Mullen vibe?
Yeah,
Freestyle
well,
vibe?
I do stuff with like the least impact. Where I
Yeah.
don't have to
Yeah.
jump off.
But still,
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
Like I could do like
Lot of
like
no
slides,
complies and
like
shit
no
like that.
slide shove it's and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
You have a top 5 MCs?
Yeah. Let me see. Guru.
Yes.
Um.
Right off the jump. I like that.
Right off the jump.
Guru. Q-Tip.
Let's go.
Damn. I love his list so far.
Yeah.
Guru. Q-Tip. Dell. This is hard for me, man, because there's so many.
Those are good 3 right there. I never heard Dell in the top 5, which is great. Q-Tip.
Chuck D.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to put Chuck T, and I guess.
Chuck T, Dell, Guru, Q-Tip.
So that's 4.
Oh, Pasta News.
Oh, come on.
So you got fucking 4 East Coasters. Wow.
Yeah, I gotta add Pasta News because I like Drez too from Black Sheep.
Love Dress.
But
No KRS-One, huh?
That's so crazy. He was on my list, but I heard a podcast where I think he
Said he didn't like Asians
subliminally
or
did
something
no
like that?
he dissed Hyro, I think, or something happened where
Okay.
he I'm like, oh well, because I'm a Hyro head.
I respect.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of so basically anyone from Native Tongues and
Best.
stuff. Yeah,
Queen Latifah too, I loved.
Yeah, Moni Love.
Chia
too.
Lee.
Yeah, Chia Lee. Yeah, the
Black Sheep.
the Roadrunner, and yeah.
Lords of the Underground. I mean, these
Yeah,
are new school.
yeah. Charlie Brown.
Brand Nubian.
Oh yeah,
Best, dude. One for All is
Brand
incredible
Nubian,
album,
Brand
dude.
Nubian. In God We Trust.
God We
too.
Trust is
Yeah,
great.
yeah. That album kind of tripped me out because they used like Islam or it was like oh la la la.
Oh, the 5%.
Yeah. It was like what is like because they kind of switched their style a little.
Ice
But I
Cube.
was into it. Yeah, Ice Cube's in there. Ice Cube's in there for sure.
Those
But,
solo records are incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
But yeah, man, I like everything. I like everything, man. I like what I like, and I even like the Pixies and stuff.
Pixies great, man.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing them live, and I'm like, oh, and then like Modest Mouse, I like.
Modest Mouse is
and
great too.
all the like even
Bro, they played together.
Built to Spill,
Built to
I like,
Spill.
yeah, I like
Come
Built
on.
to Spill and stuff like that. Yeah.
So right now you're promoting a new record that's out now.
Yeah. So it's on my Bandcamp. Puer Eternos, Quangou Puer Eternos. I'm pressing up tapes right now. They should be coming this week.
Tapes?
Yeah, cassette
Sick.
tapes.
So dope.
And
I love it,
so
dude.
I'll get
So
you guys
dope.
one.
You got
I'll get
merch
guys
too?
one. Just those tapes for
Yeah,
now.
get t-shirts.
Yeah,
Get some
I don't
t-shirts,
know. I
man.
don't know. Yeah, this guy said he was going to press them up. He had a East Coast. He was he's got like a gothic like heavy metal label. He said
What's
he was
it called? Do you know? He's
gonna
gonna make you shirts for you.
Yeah, Odessa.
Okay.
Clothing. I don't know.
You
yeah.
need some merch, man.
Huh?
Need some t-shirts.
Yeah, I need some t-shirts.
Bro,
yeah.
bro,
This was a
you-
great podcast, man. How long have you been going?
I don't know. It's almost 2 hours.
Hey, you're still on merch.
Huh?
You gotta make shirts.
I know.
I got to turn them on to
Oh,
the new
man.
group too. The one we've been listening to. It sounds
yeah.
like the Beastie Boys. They're
Yeah.
from New Jersey. The 2 kids.
Yeah. What are they called?
What do they call? Yeah, you have to pull it up, Chappelle. You're my fucking guy. They're incredible.
Yeah, I want to
Um,
check them out.
Do you have any major regrets in your life?
Yeah, drugs and alcohol.
How long have you been sober for now?
16 years.
Congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
It's fucking
It's
huge,
probably the
man.
best decision I've
Wow.
ever made. Yeah.
What was the final turn for you?
I just didn't like where my life was at. I felt like it was like a Truman Show. I'm not Truman Show. Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog's Day, yeah.
It was like over and over, and I'm like, okay. And I was relying on it too much,
Did you
and,
quit cold turkey? Was it hard?
yeah.
Congratulations,
it was
dude.
probably the hardest was weed too.
Yeah.
Because I associated that with creativity and like art and like
Yeah.
making music, and I got to a point where I'm like, I don't need this to be creative,
That's
but I
awesome,
thought I
man.
did at the time. Because that's one thing that I miss is like listening to music high. Like I remember like listening to like Pink Floyd The Wall and like
Yeah.
trying to hear like things in the background.
Yeah.
Or just anything like especially hip hop, because there's
So many samples.
like
and
yeah,
stuff,
so many samples or like obscure kind of things, sound effect things, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, did you hear that? And then another I like Company Flow's
Company Flow's cool, yeah.
I like their Fun Crusher album. I
Yeah.
remember and then one group that I really like was Boogie Monsters. They were like
Yeah, you mentioned them. I never heard them before. I'll check them out.
check them out. They're from Virginia.
JVB.
JVB.
Yeah, I'll check them out. Yeah,
But the
check
group
them
we're
out.
talking about is called what are they called, Chappelle?
JVB.
I thought it's kids' names, 2 names.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Hold on.
This
I
new
think
group.
I think I've seen them. Do they have like old school like VHS type? videos?
Joey Violence. And, yeah.
They're
Right.
so good,
Yeah,
man.
they sound like the Beasties.
They're so
Yeah.
good, and the
Yeah,
throwback and everything is
yeah,
just incredible, man.
yeah.
Not Joey Violence. I'm sorry.
It's not. I was wondering.
Valance.
Yeah, I was like,
See their
Violence?
Instagram real quick?
Valance. Joey Valance.
Where are
Um,
they from?
they're from Jersey.
Jersey.
Oh, that's so
Are you an
cool.
optimist or pessimist?
I think an optimist or realist, maybe. I don't
You seem
know.
like it, though.
I don't know. I just know, life's fragile. Like when I saw my dad pass, I'm like, okay, well, it was surreal. Like I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's it. Like, one thing I learned, like as far as like seeing like a close one pass, like my pops, I was
Yeah.
like, because he worked so hard, and I'm like, dude, like I wish he just would have enjoyed his life more. Like man, you should went on vacation or take him.
Yeah.
Ma Dukes to Hawaii or
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's like I understand like that work ethic, and you all
Yeah.
know it
Yeah.
because you all live it.
But you have it. You have.
I do. I'm lazy too.
But you have-
I'm a lazy.
But you have
guy,
fun
dude.
too, though. You're living
You
your
have
life
fun.
too.
You have
You're
Well,
having
like
fun.
I get my work done, dude. But it's like I'm not gonna break my neck. Like you know what I mean. Like
yeah.
I understand. Like you got to pay your bills and money's important, but it's like I want to enjoy it too. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. I don't want to hoard it and
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like I wish my dad would have just enjoyed life more,
Mhm.
because I'm like, dude, because he got up at the break of dawn, 5 a.m. every morning,
Yeah.
just like constantly working, constantly. It's like, and then I could see why, like, and that was his coping mechanism is the beer and it's just like, man,
Yeah.
I just wish he would have, and that's going back to like, yeah, I'm a realist. I'm not a pessimist, but I'm optimistic. But I want to get to a point where work is important, but there's
Yeah.
a time for play too. There's enjoy it.
Yeah.
Some of it is I don't like when you like people like rich cats like they just stack their chips and and they
For
don't.
what?
But they just hoard it.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like
know.
I don't like that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like I want. It's like it's important, but like enjoy it too.
Yeah.
Go on vacation or like get some sun or do,
Yeah. What about kids who are getting married? You ever get married and have kids?
I want to eventually,
Yeah.
But it's like that's up to her too.
Yeah.
No.
How long you guys been together?
2 years. It's long
Nice.
distance. Yeah. Shout out to her. Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah. She's in Pittsburgh, so shout out to her.
You like Pittsburgh?
I love it.
It's a nice city. It's a nice
I
place,
love it.
man.
I love it there. I
yeah.
like going there because it's so different than
It's
out
so
here.
different, dude.
You know what I mean? It's so different.
Yeah.
It's like dead trees and
The winter's a sick vibe out
yeah,
there.
yeah. And then she even told me like, dude,
Good
like
music,
her water freezes up during the winter, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pipes. I'm like, that's just I've never experienced.
There's a
that
good
living
punk
in
scene there. Good shows there when you play there.
Really,
Yeah,
really,
it's,
really,
yeah, it's
yeah.
nice. What about social media? You spend a lot of time on social media?
No, I mean, it's necessary, I guess. I don't like doing it, but it's like, it's kind of like, well, if I'm,
Promoting.
yeah, it's like I do
have to
minimal.
do
Like
it.
I'll post it, but I'm not gonna like shove it down their throats and be like,
Do you talk to people? You check DMs? Do you respond to people?
Nah, I try not to do all that.
Wow, nice.
Because I don't want to get in my head about like I'm a type of guy like I'll read 100 positive things, but
Hear
the
one negative.
yeah, then
Same,
then,
bro.
then, then I trip and I
Same.
trip
We're
about
sensitive
that. So,
fucking souls.
yeah, so I'll post it and I'll like walk away.
I know a lot of friends that do that.
Yeah, I'll walk away from it because I know like it's not good for my mental health to
Now th-
trip on that.
What about
stuff.
therapy? You have therapy?
Yeah, I'm seeing I'm seeing a shrink right now in Arizona, and so
Without it say shrink anymore?
I don't know.
I don't even know what that means. Where they came from.
Psychiatrist?
Yeah, I know what that came
Yeah,
from.
what the fuck is shrink?
I know where it came from. That's some old school shit, but I don't know where it came from. It's interesting.
Psychiatrist.
Okay, psychiatrist. Going to therapy. It's cool we can talk about therapy now. It's like okay to talk about like.
It's layered now for me as far as like just the childhood trauma.
Yeah, man.
And the abuse, and I'm trying to decipher through that
It's
and
good you're doing
where,
that.
and because I have that Koreans. There's not a lot of outlets for them. You know, I think that's why I thought about this, like in Japan and Korea, like a lot of cats die with, heart attacks
Mhm.
or they smoke up a chimney.
Also with like
I found it.
okay,
So shrinking is another term used to refer to mental health professionals, including therapists, psychologists, and psychiatrists. The word shrink comes from head shrinkage, which refers to the ancient practice
wow,
of shrinking the head of a conquered enemy.
wow,
That's some
So
Genghis
head-
Khan shit right
yeah.
there.
that's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
So shrink is it's not a bad term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, people that die with like regrets or like hate. You know, people that die like they never get things
With
off
like
their
a kind of
chest.
cold heart.
Yeah, they just die like talking about things before they die. They keep it inside or regret. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
grudges.
Koreans, yeah, a lot of Asians,
Okay.
like they have that.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying people. Okay, they do.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, they do.
Grudges and hate and like
Oh, we just
pride and not saying anything and keep it
or
inside
just
your whole life.
that
Not showing
the
emotion.
red zone. Dude, like when my dad got angry, it was it was scary, dude. It was like some
Yeah.
Genghis Khan shit, like destruction, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought about that too, because I think like Genghis Khan was a conqueror,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, that like he's conquered so many lands, and like that takes a certain personality type and anger and rage,
Yeah.
and like we're spawned off that, like Korean people, like from Mongolia, Japanese, all that, you know. They spread their seeds throughout Asia. I mean, his seeds are still. I mean, I had the Mongolian, the purple mark above my butt.
Wow.
Yeah, the Mongolian, as a kid.
Wow.
So that's the Mongolian Genghis Khan mark.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's like, I know, it's like, I don't want to get too like into conspiracies, but I've thought about this, like, well, I need to tame that rage before, because I got that in me.
Mhm.
It takes a certain thing.
Did it come out when you weren't sober?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say
yeah.
yeah.
Even I'll share this, but it's kind of and I want to make amends to my brother. But the night before he booked Mad TV, we were playing Knockout Kings, the video game, the boxing game.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I was Whitaker. We got to the 12th round, and there's a move where you could hit him in the nuts and they'll bend over and you could upper. It's a cheap move.
Yeah.
Cheap shot, yeah.
And because it was back and forth. He won a round, I won a round. He won a round, I won a round. And he did that at the 12th round, like the very last round. He did the cheap move where he hit me in the nuts, and he knocked me out. I just saw red.
Blacked out.
I grabbed 2 knives. Dude,
Suppose I'm looking at the microphone now.
dude, I did. You want to talk about kung fu? Like I did a swan. Like I was ready to stab his ass.
How old were you?
This was in Silverlake, bro. I told you the night before he booked Mad
But
TV.
how many years ago? That's a long time. 20 years, yeah. Wow.
But I thought about it.
Wow.
Yo,
Like what, 24 years?
it was on that night.
Damn.
It was
I'm so glad
on.
that never happened. man.
But
Jesus.
check this out. He booked it.
He did.
And I don't know
Game changer.
if it was due to that, because that went down.
Wow.
And he had to go to the last callback. He booked it.
Wow.
He booked, and that changed his life, bro.
It really did, man. I'm glad you didn't stab him, dude.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad we're ending on that. And I'm glad you're sober. And I'm glad you're sober too, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had a good time, bro.
This is awesome. Getting
Yeah.
to know you, dude. Like,
yeah, dude.
this is nice. Just like having that one time
Hey.
at your house and then seeing the shit online and actually talking to you about your life.
Can I
It's
give a
awesome.
message to
Yeah.
kids in
Yeah, man.
to the graduates of high school? Don't feel like you have to go right into college. If you want to take that extra
I
time
agree.
to chill and to go to junior college, do that. Don't be forced just because you feel like you're pressured to go to, like, it's not for everybody.
I agree.
And try to stay off drugs and alcohol. It was the best decision I've ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
SteeBeeWeeBeeBandcamp.com.
And I'm glad I met you when you're sober, not back then, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the best.
And your podcast, when's your podcast? Once a week?
Oh, yeah, so Scissor Bros drops every Friday, Stevie Weeby Show. You got to come back for part 2.
I'd love to.
Part 3 for you.
Yeah. I'm down. You know,
YouTube.com/SteeBeeWeeby. Those episodes drop every Wednesday. And
Next episode, Tom DeLonge's coming out on Scissor Bros.
I mean, if you could make that
We're going to send
happen,
a picture right now for sure.
I don't think he'll be too happy about Do you think he'll be cool about it?
Well, I don't know all the
We
shit
don't
you
know.
said in the Scissor Bros.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, but yeah.
No,
No,
we
we
don't
are
talk
kind
shit.
of.
Oh, yeah.
No, we don't. We're just like, Tom, we love
I'm like,
you.
yo, he's in my pod. He
Yeah,
got me in
yeah,
high
yeah,
school
yeah,
together.
yeah,
He loves
yeah.
you. He taught me how to kickflip, you know.
Yeah, tell him all that. Tell him that. Tell him that I said thank you for getting me partially into skateboarding because of him.
I will. And you have a favorite tattoo?
This is the newest one I got. I like this one. It's a tiger.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
You have
I
any
want to get more. I mean, does the neck hurt?
It all hurts, yeah. You have any hip hop tats?
No, I want to.
Come on, you need Wu Tat, bro.
Or Hyro, maybe a Hyro.
Oh, yeah, Hyro,
tattoo.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you didn't pick KRS-One because you just.
That's pretty funny.
That's a real dedication, yeah.
Yeah, I mean West Coast, baby.
I know. Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I love
Chappelle,
it,
thank
man.
you for
Yeah.
connecting
Of
us a while
course.
back.
Yes,
yeah.
I love it.
I'm glad
I
I get
love
to
it.
finally have you
That
as my
was fun,
first
man.
guest of
That's fun.
2024.
That was fun.
Mad love to you, brother.
Hell yeah.
Peace, guys.
All right.
I always ask my guests if they have any regrets. I personally don't have any regrets. Even when it comes to my tattoos, I have the silliest tattoos. Even my ET on my leg, it's still a childhood memory for me, and I love it. I've had tattoos on top of tattoos strictly because I wanted more tattoos. I started getting tattoos when I was 18. I'm 52 now, and I can't stop. I've had laser treatment before on something on my arm. It's 4 tattoos on top of each other. And that experience at that place was pretty fast. It was pretty cold. It was in and out, swipe the credit card. Don't really tell me much. Didn't give me much details of anything was going to happen. So I never went back. So as of most recently, I'm so lucky enough to have had 2 sessions at Removery Tattoo Removal. My tattoo on my arm that looks like a big black blob is now super light. I've had 2 sessions. I have a long road ahead of me. None of this stuff happens overnight. You cannot take a tattoo up in one sitting. You have to be patient. And it's painful. They ice you up. It's super fast. To me, it felt like a bunch of rubber bands. But what's more painful than that is looking at something on your body that you think you're stuck with for the rest of your life. That sucks. But now for me, I'm really happy I started this journey. I'm slowly going to get this tattoo removed. I never thought in a million years I have any kind of real estate on my arm. I don't even know what I want, but it's exciting. I'm so honored to announce that One Life One Chance podcast is now with Removery. I have a code. Use TobyH20 and get $100 off your first session. Call 866-934-4570 or go to removery.com. One of the most experienced tattoo removal companies in the world. Over 600,000 removal treatments done. 100 locations. U.S., Canada, and Australia. State-of-the-art Poway laser technology. Cryo technology to reduce any discomfort. This is so exciting for me because all I do in these podcasts is talk about tattoos. From day one, if you've been listening to this podcast, talk about tattoos, talk about getting removed, talk about getting covered up. So this is such a perfect fit for me. Once again, go to removery.com or call 866-934-4570. Use my code TobyH20 and get $100 off. These guys are located everywhere. Try it out.